What's up, everybody? This is the poker coaching study session. Today, we're going to be looking at
some live hands that Brian played, and then some online hands that Andy played. So on that Queen Jack suited where you rivered the two pair and said he has the flush and he bet really
Turn
small,
two pair.
turn two pair, and then
Did you rewatch the recording? Because I know you left.
yeah, I watched the end of it. Here's why you should have folded, because your pot odds, were great, and you said the words. You said he always has a flush, and I said I disagreed. But when you say he has 98% of flush, you've made a commitment. You made a numerical commitment. If that's right, and it really is 98%, it's a fold, right? If
Yeah.
98% is not exaggeration, and
No.
the
What did
exercise for the next couple of weeks is to believe that you're a better player than you are, and let's see what happens. And you believe
so
it was 98, so therefore numerically you should fold.
what did you hear my breakdown in that video? I said it's just
Yeah.
because when he donks there for that
Yep.
small size, it's all flush draw, it's all draws and marginal hands. All the marginal hands check back on the flush chain on the nut changing card with the flush.
Yep. Yep.
So it has to be a flush.
Right.
And so I was like, it's 90. I'm 100%. That's why I was 100. I
Right.
basically was 100% certain that I was beat there.
Right. And even if your analysis is wrong, even if that's not how he plays, our exercise for the next few weeks is to believe that we are better than we are, and therefore what you thought it was probably true, you are right. Whatever we think is probably true for the next few weeks, we are right, and we're going to follow
Yeah.
it. So you should
The
fold.
number one thing we're working on,
Yep,
listening to myself.
exactly. All right, let's see what you got.
Okay, I gotta try and remember this hand. This is from a little bit ago. I said 15,
Good.
and now we get. I do not remember this hand at all.
Okay.
Uh, This is a technically a call suited. Did I put a note on this player? Usually aggressive, usually aggressive, usually aggressive. Who's this guy? Trying to remember. I'll probably remember as we go. I'm sure there's a reason because honestly, sometimes this might be a fold in my game, depending on the player. Like this could be just a fold, even though I mean it's not a fold, but I would usually call because I'm suited. Offsuit's a snap fold.
Officers are snap,
Um,
but your suitedness goes down in
yeah,
value because he's only got 121 left.
that's
So
true.
I don't hate this as a fold at all. Obviously, obviously it's an okay call. I mean, in
Um,
chart land, it's an okay call.
I'm sure there's a reason. It says usually aggressive. I'm sure I'll start to remember this hand as we go through because I think this was from a little bit ago. Okay.
All right.
Um, he bets 50. And I jam. God, this is terrible. I hate this. I still don't remember this hand. Um,
It's okay. The jam's okay. You're probably just gonna take your equity because it seems like he's never gonna fold for 71 more. But
yeah, but it doesn't make sense because I have zero fold equity here,
yeah,
obviously. I mean, this when he bets 50, he three bets 50, he's just not folding.
yep.
So the only reason to jam, like I can in this situation, oh, I remember this hand now, 100%. Okay. So this guy's usually aggressive. He bets 50. He just put in basically his entire stack.
Yeah.
So I have pretty much no fold equity against 90% of hands here. I mean, if he had ace jack for whatever reason, a three bet, he's not folding. He's not folding.
So you
Queens,
have no
kings.
fold equity, but you also would like to see two cards to realize your equity.
I would, but this is why. So when I jammed, he tanks now. I remember this hand. So as soon as he tanks, I knew he had tens because I was like, "There's nothing here that tanks, especially from a player like this with 71 left." So I
Hmm.
was like, "He's pocket tens all day here," um, which was the only hand that I actually would have had a little bit of fold equity against. Obviously not, but when you think about it, so like this is an unnecessary. This is why I want to, like, yeah, results wise, I end up losing the hand. But so when this happens in this situation, he bets the 50 here with all of his hands that are just going to stab the flop. Like this is a hand that probably shouldn't be betting on the flop generally. It should usually just be checking here. Um,
Oh,
it when I just call here, I save myself $70, or I save myself a certain amount of money because he's almost always checking back the turn, and then when I miss on the river, I can fold.
I'm
And
not
not,
sure he's checking back the turn when he turns equity.
Uh, that's true.
not, but you're still a full. But then it's the same amount of money. You still
Yeah,
because you
it
can
goes
call.
in either way. I agree. I just like there's situations here where I don't lose as much money if I don't because I don't think the jam's completely necessary. Is basically what I'm saying. I think I can just try and realize against a player that's usually aggressive is going to stab the flop with pocket tens, but is probably going to start to slow down on the turn whenever I call. I've saved myself some money there. I don't think it's like the worst play ever. I included it just because I wanted to see what you guys think about obviously this part on.
So we looked at a hand like this, similar at these very low SPRs that I built out in as a custom
Mhm.
solve,
Yeah.
and it wanted to run its equity here.
Okay. So
So
it
it
did like the jam.
it liked to jam when there was just nothing left behind. I mean, yeah, I mean it's a very awkward SPR at this point. It's what,
Like I could
point 0.3.
basically.
So it wants to just run the equity. There's just not enough. There's no there's no reverse implied, and it just wants to
Yeah.
run the equity.
Yeah, and that's that makes sense. I mean
I
I'm
mean,
trying to
this would
set up
be a
what.
good hand for you to run in the solver just to see what it does. I'm not saying it's always right, but I think generally when you have this much equity,
Okay, I
you
also
just
remember
want to see
part of
two
my
cards.
jam. Part of my
Yeah.
reasoning for my jam was he generally looked like live read when that flop came out. I'm always looking at the player,
Yeah,
especially
Yeah.
heads up,
yeah.
and he did not look like he loved the flop whenever it came out.
Well,
So
that
I think that was
reinforces your play
part
was
of.
good then, right?
Yeah, I just think that in general, this is super results oriented. I don't even want to say this because that doesn't make sense. Because this is super too results oriented. I think that I went with the play of my gut, and I don't think it was the wrong play. I just obviously I didn't hit my flush. It is what it is, and I was right that he didn't love the flop whenever I looked at him, but he
Flush and
still
two
made the
overs.
call.
I mean, you have a shit ton of equity here.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
I think this is a spot where you just happily get it in and realize all of your equity.
yeah, that's what I was basically the only thing that after the hand that was like, okay, against that specific hand, which obviously is two results oriented, this is a hand where I lose 70 less dollars if I call and try to realize because I'm pretty confident that if I call and realize he doesn't bet the turn. But you're also you make a good point, Larry. I'm not sure if the eight is 100% true because I don't know. I mean, I just remember the flop and then money went in and I know that
Okay,
he
yeah.
didn't hit a set and I didn't hit my flush. But it might have been I can't remember. This was like a week ago, but this was like last Friday. But
So this is the kind of hand that you can't really. It's easy to run in the solver because it's a very low SPR and the ranges are tight.
so yeah,
I this is a good one to test out post flop with. I think it's going to tell you to just jam it. It's either
okay.
going to tell you to donk jam it or it's going to tell you to check jam it.
I think that 100% in position I can just call though, right?
Oh yeah.
I
Yeah,
would
yeah,
I like to call a lot in position. Out of position, I think it's a little bit. Yeah.
yeah. Agreed.
So
Okay.
I
two more.
just ran it just in Equalab and I assigned like a very tight range of basically just value hands
Hmm.
for him.
Yeah, aces,
Hmm.
queens, jacks, ten.
And you have against strictly value, zero bluffs. You have um 45% equity on the flop
Yeah. So that's including nines, jacks, and then
and
all the river
fives.
pairs.
If you want, like I can show if you want me to grab the screen for 1 second, I can show you the range I assigned.
You're good. I'm assuming it's a pretty valid range. I wouldn't put fives in it. I think he's
Yeah,
aggressive, but I don't think he's three betting fives to that that amount, especially when I ISO to 15. I think he just calls behind with fives. He's aggressive, but he's not great. He's not completely maniacal that fives are going to be a three bet squeeze. But yeah, that gives me even more equity than if we don't include fives.
yeah.
You can take the
But yeah,
fives out, it gives you 46% equity.
yeah, yeah. I mean, this one's not super interesting. I just wanted to see what you guys think about that specific. spot. But yeah, I did remember, start to remember that hand.
I have,
Okay.
I have two thoughts on this hand.
Yeah, go
Um,
ahead.
One is, remember, the more equity you have, the less fold equity you need. So when you kept saying, "I
Yeah.
have no fold equity, I have no fold equity," you have almost no fold equity. But you
Yeah.
have you might have folded tens, and if he folds the tens, it's a win for you, right?
Oh yeah.
If he doesn't fold the tens, you're fine. So that's a good reason for the check raise. And the second thing is, let's imagine one other hand that he can have. So against aces, kings, queens, you would love him to fold, and you're not going to fold. He probably won't, but he might. Probably won't for 71.
If he's
Um,
not folding tens, he ain't folding aces, kings, or queens.
no. This guy, this guy,
Yeah.
this time, I'm with you. I'm with you. They probably aren't. But I'll give you one other hand you could play this with that your jam is great against. King 10 of clubs
Mm,
that
that's true.
chooses on the turn to check.
Yeah, that's true. I get all the money in with him completely dominated.
With him right, exactly. And against that king 10, if he checks behind on the turn, you weren't going to bet the river because you decided that you wanted the free card and he wanted the free card. Turns out he wanted the free card. It's very rare. It's a very uncommon hand for him to have. Everything's got to line up right. So, and most of the time with 71 left, he bets the turn anyway. He's only got 71 left and the pot is, 350. So,
Yeah, that's true.
yeah,
Yeah, I didn't.
just in case you have a flush draw.
I just know that in the last couple of weeks, when I was bringing hands, I've been doing a lot of. There's been situations where I've been jamming
Mm-hmm.
that just weren't necessary, so I wanted to bring this one in and see what you guys think about it.
If
My thought
he's
process was live read. He doesn't look comfortable with this flop. I
good,
have a ton of equity in my hand. Let's jam the money in. And then whenever I did, and he tanked and was sitting there, I was like, "This has just got to be tens all day." Like I think queens, aces, kings are he's snapping.
it's just
So,
I think he played it great against tens because if he tanks and folds tens, that's good.
oh yeah, it's
This is
beautiful.
so yeah, so I think your jam is great and it's different if he doesn't have 71 left. It's a different question if he's got 400 or 500
If
left.
he's got 400, I think if he has 400. Oh shit. What do I want to do if he had 400? Well, let's say we both had 210 left and you put 50 in. If I jam, I think I still get snapped by aces, kings, or queens. Obviously jacks as well. Um, what is the benefit of just calling there and what is the benefit of jamming? If I jam, I can put a lot of pressure on a hand like tens or a hand like I mean, even ace king just can't call. Obviously, I wouldn't even think about that hand. I mean, he does have some ace king and stuff that would just stab this flop for no reason.
Mhm.
Obviously, the benefit of folding ace, there's a lot of benefit in getting ace king to fold.
Yep. Ace king with a king of clubs could do it easily. And
Yeah, I mean,
one fewer out of yours.
yeah, I mean, I think that I honestly start to like the jam more when he's deeper.
Okay.
Not, not really, actually. Yeah, no, I don't like it as much when it's deeper.
When he
Because I
answers,
just get snapped by I think I have very little fold equity, so I'm risking way more money on that jam with little fold equity. I got a lot of equity in my hand, but
Mhm.
yeah, no,
The
I
more
just
equity you have in your hand, the less fold equity you need.
Right. And
If you
yeah.
have if we add in ace king, all combos of ace king, and then ace queen suited, where he's basically on a pure bluff at this point, and some king queen suited, and then king 10 of clubs, your equity is actually up to 50%.
Hmm. Okay.
So you're essentially flipping a coin at this point for what, another 70, so that'd be two, so you call 50 is 370, 440. I mean, fuck, you're what, 8 to 1?
Okay. Yeah.
You're flipping a coin for 8 to 1 odds and
yeah,
get to realize your full equity.
That's true. Yeah, out of position, in position, deeper, and out of position. I think, yeah, out of position, I like to jam. That's true. And then in position, I just call and realize,
Yep.
evaluate the turn. Because there is, I mean, when he
Honestly,
stacked,
I
because
think
a lot of,
even in position at this stack depth, I still think it's a jam. Um, because you don't want a scare
no,
card to come off. Oh
deeper
yeah,
is
deeper
what
for sure. It's a
deeper. I'm saying, yeah. Yeah, in position, you think in the stacked up. Yeah, that's kind of what's in my head is that I want to see both cards. He doesn't have a lot behind. The money's probably going in no matter what. I think that, with this bet, if I didn't have the live read, I would assume that I have zero fold equity. Like I would assume there's none when he bets this. But then again, 50 into like a lot of these players, whether they're aggressive or not, play very scared. And with, queens here, and oh, he might have ace king. Let's put a lot of money in now and get him to fold so my queens don't get outdrawn or my kings don't get outdrawn. I think aces are the only thing that aces and shit like that are going to make this. Aces are the strongest hand that make this bet size other than jacks.
Yeah.
And then a lot of the queens and kings are going to tend, I think, to just jam here, honestly, with 200 in the pot, 120 behind.
Mhm. And you're going to call.
So I think I have more fold equity than I thought, especially if I include the live read if he does not look comfortable with this flop.
Mhm.
Yeah,
And
thought it was,
every little bit of fold equity is great for you.
yeah,
Okay.
that's true. Yep. Not too much going on in that hand. Just thought I'd bring it. Sorry, I played these hands a while ago. So sixes. I don't think I have to do that, but I like to play. I like to.
I think it's a
I
better
don't want to
play the
limp.
closer you are to the button.
Uh,
Yeah. That's why right there.
Yep. Okay.
There's three ways. Okay. Oh yeah, I remember this hand. Okay, this guy. I should actually probably do a different hand first. Okay, yeah, this is the hand that would make this hand make more sense. Okay, so I ISO King five suited.
Mhm.
We get one call here, one call here, and then we get this flop. This guy is just absolutely hammered and is like it's just blasting off with basically anything.
Right.
And he just come from a broken 1-3 table. So like normally a lot of sizing tells that I would get from players are going to be slightly discounted because they play the bigger games. So like in a $40 pot, if someone makes it $30 and they donk into me, I'm folding all day.
Right.
But
Not this guy.
not this guy because that might just be a small size and he's drunk as hell. So he bets 30. I call with bad intentions and a lot of back doors. And I also have I have a gutter and then I have backdoor flush. I honestly think that this could be a solid raising hand, but I am there's a decent percent of the time that I have the best hand right now, like without a doubt.
When you
That,
have
that
when you have the best hand, he's going to be shutting down a lot, I would think, because you got
um
in your end. You don't know which.
so this brings in this ties into the next hand that I wanted to show you guys.
Yeah.
Because this gave me a lot of information.
Yeah.
So I just call here because I want to see what he does on the turn. With this sizing, I'm like, okay, generally this is going to be a very strong hand, but let's see what he does on the turn here
Right.
and then decide. And I know that he's just extremely capable of blasting with nothing. So now this card comes out and I flop. Now I have a combo and yeah, and I have a combo draw. So
And you rarely are drawing dead against a full house. You can be, but you're rarely. All right. You bet seven.
yeah,
That's great.
he bet seven. Yeah. I just honestly, if he makes a hand, he's taking all my money because I don't believe a fucking word anything that's coming out of this guy's mouth. 'Cause he's just going crazy. He lost like he probably lost 3 grand at the 1-2 table that night. It was ridiculous. But so now he bets 75, and I'm starting to weight him towards some stronger hands now. Even though I know he's very capable of bluffing, I am starting to think that I don't know if he's gonna continue to 75 after I call on this ace, when obviously I could have a ton of aces here.
Hmm.
Um, but I have a combo, and I honestly I hate the way I played this hand so much. The thing is, all of his bluffs I'm beating. I still think there's a percent of the time that I'm ahead when he's just completely airball bluffing, and then I also have a ton of equity.
Right.
So, and I don't really want him to fold his bluffs. I mean, best case scenario, I bank the river and this guy just blasts into me and I can call him off.
Yeah.
But obviously, you can't play to expect to hit your hands. You got to plan for it. So I call here.
I don't hit a
I
call
don't-
here, and then if he checks the river, you can turn your hand into a bluff.
that's what don't even get me going, Scotty. This makes me so angry. Um, Now he sitting here and tanks, and checks. And I was sitting here thinking, I'm like, this is the problem is that I'm sitting here thinking I honestly think I have showdown value. He's just I convinced
Oh,
myself
I'm
I
showdown
convinced
value.
my what's up?
Sorry, go on. I'm saying you don't have showdown value.
So I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, okay, does he ever just check an ace here? And I was like, okay, well, I raised pre-flop. If this guy's thinking at all whatsoever, which he might not be, then he might check his weak aces. And and I'm like, I'm never getting him to fold a weak ace. But so that's why I don't bluff. And you fucking know me. I love to bluff. I was sitting here just like, so against his total air balls. Like I was just trying to think of what the hell this line is because I was like, I convinced myself that he has weak aces that would check here, which was just completely wrong. Because
No,
he's drunk and he's just gonna jam all his weak aces here after going bet. After going bet large, bet bigger, and then this is the river. I don't think he gives a shit if I have ace king, ace queen, and he has ace eight or some shit. He's just gonna put the money in. So I convinced myself that when I bluff here, I'm just gonna run into weak aces instead. This is just not. I fucking hate this. And I was kind of somewhat right that I had showdown value, and I happened to get outkicked by a 9.
yeah, yeah. I didn't believe in your showdown value theory. Yes, King Nine is off is insane, and now we know something about him for the next hand. Um, but
He's under bluffing on
I
the river.
I didn't believe your showdown value theory. Sometimes
Yeah,
you have the best hand, but there's all kinds of 6 6 3 5 Queen 7 that check the river because now he can check the river.
that's kind of what I was. That was the other thing I was like, okay, can I get him to fold? Yeah, I just hate this. It was difficult playing against a player that's completely wasted and just is blasting at what seems to be
Yep.
entirely random. So I was kind of in the situation where I didn't know, but I hated my thought here of he has weak aces that are just going to snap me. I think that that's just a terrible thought. I think that at best he has like a 3,
Yeah.
and let's jam and make a 3 fold. Which honestly, I'm not even confident that he would have folded a 3 if he had one because the guy was calling off insane sizes
If
with bottom pair. It was
okay,
insane.
then don't in that case then you played the hand right. If he's calling a 3, don't bluff the river.
I mean, I'm not confident that he's folding a 3, but I also am not saying like on this specific board he might fold a 3 with this, but like I'd seen him and this other guy were just battling, and the guy was stacking him off with like third pair, and he was calling with like fourth pair, getting his whole stack. And I was like,
Then you're gonna win his money. Then you're gonna lose this hand and win his money on a later hand.
yeah, well, that's what happens. But um, so It's the same guy. I don't know. The seat configuration is off for whatever reason, I
Right.
believe.
Same guy.
Oh, no,
Okay.
no, no. It's correct. It's correct. So he's right. He's player 9 right
Okay.
here.
Right.
Um, so he goes to 20 on this flop. And I mean, I guess, I mean, in position, they're going to stab with a decent amount of stuff against every player in this player pool. In position after the pre-flop raise or checks on this board, they'll just come out and stab with random bullshit, sometimes very good hands, sometimes weak hands. Um, so I'm still just gonna call here because I mean I can still have the best hand a lot of the time. I don't think I have any reason to start raising. I don't want him to fold any of his bluffs. And I know he's very capable of just blasting off with random shit.
Yep.
So we're just gonna call and then we're gonna bank a 6 on the turn, which makes it very interesting. And Um, I check here because I think there's some merit to donking, but against a player that'll blast the way this guy does, why would I ever bet here? I think I should just always check. It makes no sense to bet personally. I don't know if that's what do you guys think?
I agree.
Okay. So I check. And now he bets 20, which I hate,
Oh,
but
I hate it
I
too.
don't hate it actually though, because when think about it like this, on his hand where he had a total bluff, he went big on the flop, bigger on the turn, and checked the river.
Maybe he has a pair or a king and and doesn't have a deuce and does have a call on the river. We also say it's
Exactly.
any pair on the river. Does he call any check raise?
I yeah, I didn't have that information,
Right.
but at first I was like, when he makes this bet, I was like, oh, he's not strong, this sucks. And then I was like, wait, he bet way bigger with his bluff. Like,
Yeah.
I think that this can be, this is, I mean, he's doing the opposite of what he did with the bluff. So we can expect to see a lot. I would think I'd expect to see more value now than, I mean, if you think about it like that. But then again, he's drunk and probably might just be doing random shit.
Right.
So, and I'm out of position and I know he gives up on the river. So I don't think I can just call here. And if I call here, I have to don't the river. I don't have a choice
Yeah.
because his bluffs give up on the river as we saw.
Yeah.
So I either have to check raise now. So if I check raise now, he folds all of his air, but I'm not getting any more money from his air on the river anyways, because he's gonna just check down the river with his bluffs. So I think that the best decision here is to then just to raise here. And I go small with my raise for my at least for my normal sizing. Normally I would probably go to like 100 here. Um
This is fine though because it said look at the SPR it sets up. It's gonna be okay.
yeah.
This is good.
So now it is this.
Right.
And now I'm trying to think. So basically what's going on in my head now is do I want to put the money in now? Because I do think he is capable of doing this as a bluff still. But I was like, if I put the money in now, he folds all of his bluffs. But his bluffs probably just check back the river anyways, because I know he's under bluffing the river. But that was from out of position. So in position, he might fire the final barrel. That's like I was just sitting here trying to like I was thinking so deeply into this. I was tanking with my fucking full house, and it wasn't as like a slow roll or as like I wasn't trying to, Hollywood. I was actually just trying to think of what's the best way to get this guy to put all of his fucking money in. And I decided that now is the best time.
I agree.
And he folds. I don't know what he folded. Or wait, I don't know if I know what he folded. Yeah, I don't know what he folded. So I don't know if that was a
Either's
bluff.
fine. I mean, I think you want to think about what the texture is. Like how many draws does he have that are going to have to call when you re-raise?
I mean, he's got heart draws, and the guy might call with a gutter for 4 or 5.
Yeah.
I
So
mean,
I think so. What's left at so what $85 is left in a pot of 533. Um, either's fine. I mean, I think either's fine. I think I slightly prefer your play because there's just so little money.
yeah, I mean that was part of it. Um,
$85.
yeah,
For $85, he folded absolutely nothing.
yeah.
Yeah, he's.
I
I mean, yeah. I mean, it's. I think either's fine.
that's I was just yeah, that it was just a funky spot where I was trying like there's a lot of options, I think, in
I have
all
a hand
all
like this
streets.
I can show later that's similar.
Yeah, and against a guy like this, it makes it like I enjoy it because now you get to really play like an interesting game that you get to get really fucking creative. Like you're sitting here like, all right, how do I get this maniac to put all of his money in drawing dead? That's the goal. But we didn't get it this time. But we ended up making getting a nice pot when we made a hand against him, which was kind of the goal. It's like, all right, we got a maniacal player. Let's make a hand against this
I
guy
mean,
and
the
just
one thing
take
you
all
can
of his
think about
money.
is what the texture allows for, right? So this is he might have backdoored hearts, but it's not really a draw heavy board. And for that reason, maybe you slow play more, but
The only thing that bothers me about this is that what is his it's hard to range an opponent that's completely insane, but so he's got complete air. He has twos. When he makes this play, he has absolute air,
Right.
twos, kings, a pair like one pair kings. I
Right.
mean, he would have jammed on me pre-flop with pocket kings. So I have the best hand, like 100% of the time, except for quad twos. Um, so his air folds, his deuces call, and his kings probably call.
yeah.
So with that range, it's good to put it in. I
Hmm.
also think so. I mean, I think this just has to be complete air because I just don't see the guy folding a king or a two. I think
Right.
this
Yeah,
is zero.
it's
There's
air.
just
It's
it
air.
had to be air.
What
So
I
I
mean, the
about
mean,
next time the way I would think about this spot is how wet is the texture? I think the wetter the texture, the more you can fast play. If it's a very, very dry texture, then maybe you want to slow play sometimes.
how about he has pocket sevens?
I think that's also actually a possibility. I don't think that's a complete
Right. So
no.
he thinks your check raise could be hearts. He re-raises for his drunk reason. When you come over the top, he goes, "Okay, I guess you don't have a single six. I'm not ahead," and that's his fold. But if he's folding to the check raise here, this is my thought. Any hand that he folds to your jam here, because on the river, are you going to check the river and hope that he continues betting, or are you going to donk the river
Like
if you call here?
I don't think I can. I think I just have to donk.
Right. So you're going to donk the river. So name me a hand that folds here but calls the donk on the river.
I think pocket sevens, pocket eights, pocket nines.
You think that they will call they will fold to the check raise now, but they will call when it misses. What they will call the river because they'll
I
put
would look at it like this in that situation is that this is a more this line that I'm taking is scarier than the call donk.
right because if the heart doesn't come, you could have busted hearts.
Yes, I think that the line I take now is scarier and looks way stronger than the donk on the river.
Okay. So then we can ignore all the hands that the same thing happens on. It doesn't matter what you do if he has a king. It doesn't matter what you do if he has a deuce, right?
Yeah.
Because you're donk the river they call. Good enough. So now all we have to do is compare the number of medium pairs that will put you on a heart draw that busted out when the heart doesn't come, compared to the number of heart draws that he has that will not call your bet on the river when they bust out.
hmm So what he's got, how many combos of
Yeah. Right. How many heart combos does he have compared to how many? And let's see. The action was limp, raise, call. So he can have as high as tens, right?
yeah,
We think Jack's plus he four bets you most of the time,
yeah,
right?
yeah. Honestly, if we're gonna keep a consistent line, I I disagree with all of this and that he has nothing. He doesn't have any of those hands. Guy's wildly aggressive.
Okay.
He's never gonna. I think that. any
So
pair
yes,
better than sixes is getting 3-bet.
okay. In that case, then
Yeah.
your jam here is great.
When I think about it, yeah, there's like I don't think I don't know. Obviously, I'm not sitting here looking at the guy's cards, but from what I had seen, the wild amount of aggression, he was 3-betting with absolute dog shit. So I doubt that he's not 3-betting sevens, eights, nines. I
Right.
mean, he's 3-betting ace four offsuit.
Then I love your play.
So if we keep the consistent line, which I need to do, is that he never has sevens, eights, nines, or tens
Mhm,
or jacks. He has none of those hands.
mhm.
He always 3-bets them because he 3-bets dog shit.
Right.
So at best, he has a two here.
Right. And the two, you make all the money no matter what you do.
Yep.
And a king, you make all the money no matter what you do.
Yeah. So this is just a.
So the
I
rest
think.
of his range is crazy air and hearts air.
Yep. And against hearts, this is good. So
Right.
hearts miss. We're not getting paid on the river.
And against crazy, it's
Against
up.
the yeah. Against what's up? The only thing is, I just didn't know how he responds in position.
Yeah.
Running a bluff. That was the only thing. But with the
Mhm.
information I had from out of position, he did not continue his bluff
Yeah.
on the river, obviously. So from in position, I don't know how that works for him. I don't know what his play is, but um, I won't know until I play with him more. So maybe we'll see in the future that when he's in position and you check him and give him more rope, he'll blast off on the river. Then it makes a great play to just call here and
Yeah.
let him blast the river. But for right now, with the information I had, I think this was the right way to play it.
Mhm.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. Um, Anybody else have anything they thought? All good. Ace nine suited. I think there's a straddle, so that's why I
Right.
raised a 20. Open raise a 20. Call by straddle. What is this hand? I don't remember this hand. Okay. I check. Checks back. All
Green
right.
light.
What is his what's up? Oh yeah,
I
I'm
said
betting.
green light.
I know I'm betting here. I don't even remember this hand. But well, I'm trying to also think I don't want to think like that either. Just because there's certain times where I obviously want to get folds and shit, and this is one of them. But
I mean, one way to look
so,
at this is that we can look at Agafort, but you're essentially checking out of position is always fine, but on a king high
oh,
kind of
I could have C bet this
dry
flop.
flop,
Yeah.
maybe you want to drop that into your C betting range a lot. I think generally you're fine checking out of position, but this
Well,
is
I get
one
it.
flop we know solver tells us we bet a lot.
It's true. But in this situation, when I bet the flop and he just calls,
Then you're
I
in
get
hell. Sure,
I
it's
get no
hard.
information.
Yeah, I
So when I
mean,
check and he
checking
checks
is
back,
fine. Checking is
yeah.
fine.
Mhm.
Well, I'm just thinking about turn wise because sometimes like I don't want to think I'm gonna bet because I'm gonna what happens if I do this? What happens if I do that? So if I check here and he stabs with bullshit, I'm gonna raise off, no question, just to start to try and generate folds. But because when he checks the flop, I mean he has some absolutely nutted hands on a draw flop, like on a really dry flop like this. He's got 7-6 and king seven, king six, stuff like that. But they're probably just gonna bet, most likely. So most likely those hands are just gonna come out and bet small. And so in this situation, he doesn't have much. So I mean, he's got some sevens, some sixes, pocket eights, nines, tens. Now he just picked up a flush. He picked up flush draws that I have drawing dead. So
If you bet
that and that's
raises, if you bet and he raises, you can call
hmm yeah. So
as long as the
we're
raising.
just gonna. I mean, I can assume that my ace is alive still if I
Mhm.
bet and get raised, and
Yeah.
I can obviously my flush is alive. So we're we're gonna bet here, I believe, most likely. Yeah, so we bet small.
Sure.
Um, we still want to. I wish I remember. I put Stroud in just because I always forget, but I wish I remember which player this was. Oh, this was the fucking calling station, I think. I'm pretty sure this was the calling station. Um,
Uh-oh.
Yeah, he was a station, but he overplayed his hand. So when he checks, I don't think he has much to strong. I mean, I think that he's gonna, if I check this flop and he had a 6 or 7, he's betting. So I don't even think he has that type of stuff.
Right.
Um, so I mean, like I think sometimes he just picked up some sort of draw, or I mean, I'm trying to remember, did he overplay? I think that this could be a lot of like threes, fours, fives, eights, or not even eights or nines. I think eights or nines bad. I think like fours or fives, pocket fours or fives, just check call here.
Mhm.
So now we pick up the flush on the river, and I just don't think he has a strong range at all here. I think at best he picked up a flush. I'm trying to think of what the best play is here when he gets here with a range that is very weak,
Bet
but
tiny,
he's a station.
then bet medium tiny because on the off chance that he has nothing and changes his stripes and raises you, that's the greatest thing in the world. Um, and if he's a station, let's take advantage of his station tendencies. But you don't need to. But there isn't that much more money to be made from the station tendencies.
Okay.
Meaning, let's say that a normal person here with any pair will call a bet of 30 or
Okay.
25. So a normal person will call 25, but a station will call 40,
Okay.
right? So the difference
Yeah.
is 15 there. And you don't know his station tendencies. I don't think is enough to push it up when everybody sometimes raises a tiny bet when they have nothing.
Okay.
So he has 8-9. He's folding. He has threes, fours, fives. Do you really want to trust that the three, fours, fives are going to call 60 or 50? I mean,
No,
if he's
probably not.
if he's a
He's
superstation, if he's a superstation, then bet 70. But I think betting really small gets picks up money from every level of station and gives him the opportunity to not check behind with an ace high, but maybe decide to bluff it.
agree. I think that I would bet that I go like 75 here because of
Yeah.
his tendencies.
He played full on
Um,
station. Okay.
um, what do I do? Yep. Oh wow, I know my play. Um, yeah, I think I got greedy. I agree with you. I think that yeah, he's a station, but he's told me that he has nothing strong up
Yeah.
until this point. So I can't go this big. This is just a blunder.
Fold or did he tank fold?
He did think about it,
Okay.
and I
So
was praying, trying to look all scared.
yeah,
'Cause he loves the hero call. Like that's his thing, is from what I could tell, is he was calling people down with really dog shit. He was right a couple of times, got stacked
Mhm.
off a bunch of times, but
Yeah.
he really was like ego guy. He was a guy he's from Texas, and he was like you could tell he was like the old ego guy that's like, oh, you can't bluff me. You
Yeah.
can't bluff me. I'm like, yeah, well, you're just pissing money away and making these calls. But
Your hand
even if
makes
they're
your hand your hand fits into all the flushes. It doesn't have to be the ace high flush, but your hand fits all the flushes here.
hmm yeah,
Check. I mean, he doesn't know your checking range on the flop, but there you go, checking the flop, betting on a diamond, betting again big on another diamond. A lot of fun.
yeah,
Yeah. So there
yeah.
we go.
Without a diamond, I'm still gonna bet.
Yeah,
But
yeah. Or it would just be
but
make
yeah, he
diamond.
doesn't know that,
Yeah.
obviously. He doesn't know that I'm checking range on a flop. Um, which I'm starting to make adjustments to different players. There's certain players that I just are so passive that I have to start
Right.
betting flops. But standard is until I know how a player plays, I'm not gonna adjust.
Yep.
But he folds. I don't know what he folded, but
Nope.
I didn't like that. I think that I agree with you. I mean, maybe I overstationed him,
Yeah.
that he is maybe, I mean, like obviously you can have just a bunch of busted straight draws and shit here. The guy stuck around. He hit like 11 gut shots
Right.
throughout the day. It was outrageous. But so he's sticking around with any straight draw.
Yeah.
He's absolutely not going anywhere. So that makes me question this this size here. Is that if I know he's sticking around with way too many draws, way too many pairs, and now
Yes.
this is with information that I found after the fact, so I can't add this, but in the future, if I play with the guy again. So in this situation, I think I want to bet like 55 here. No, 55 goes in 110. We got 150, and I have two. Yeah, I can make him fold. I think I can make him fold weaker pairs because like people were bluffing him, but not for monster sizes.
Right.
It was like when you start putting in real sizes, because like that's people are like, oh, I can't get them to fold this. I'm like, well, are you putting in enough money? There's certain players that just are not folding top pair.
Yeah.
It's true, but there's also have you tested the limit of what's
And
going to make them
also,
fold top pair?
also, he doesn't have a lot of top pair here.
Yeah, I also think he doesn't have a lot of top pair when he checks here. He's betting all of his top pair. I think he doesn't even have a lot of pairs in general, except for under pairs that when he checks the flop. So we can just go egregiously big here and make him fold on the river, whether we get a diamond or not.
Question. So let's give him 8-10 and let's give him ace-6, those two hands. Do 8,
Hmm.
ace-6 both call 50 on the turn?
Yeah, I think so.
Great. Then 50 is a great size. If they fold, it's not just that you don't get value from them, it's that you've strengthened his hand, you've pushed his range up to the range that might not fold to your chunky bet on the river. So that's just in terms of your size there after a check. So if you believe
Hmm.
this guy calls ace-6 and 8-10, then your 50 is great. If you think that he might fold those for 50, but he stays in with 35, then I think bet 35 here.
Okay. Yeah. I think anywhere from 35 to 50 is probably a better sizing here. Once
Right.
again, didn't know much about. I don't think I'm ever gonna play with the guy again, though. He's from Texas and he's just down here visiting or whatever. So
But 80's too much.
unfortunately,
80's too
yeah,
much. Like,
80's too much. Well, 80 doesn't give me enough, doesn't leave me with enough behind. When I bet 80, I'm
yeah,
really filtering in some strong
yeah,
hands now.
yeah.
I feel like I'm definitely filtering in hands that probably this guy's probably not gonna fold unless they're misdraws.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean that makes it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then
that's
on
what. Yeah, that.
and as played, or when you hit the jack on the river and you say he stayed in with ace-6 and he stayed in with 8-10, then you want your river bet to be what does a 7 call?
Yeah, let's say that we. So let's say we made it. We made it what 50 here, and we got 143 in the middle. I
Yeah.
have 230 behind,
And you
and we
miss
hit it.
230. And if you hit, what does it
Well, this
you
would be a tough spot because if it didn't bring in the flush, or if it did bring in the flush.
right,
So
if it
let's say I
doesn't
hit it.
if it doesn't bring in
Okay.
the flush, you jam.
If it doesn't bring in the flush, I'm not jamming. I want him to call. I believe that he's
No,
gonna
if it
fold
does
when I jam the river.
no, if it doesn't bring in the flush, if you don't have a flush, you need him to fold.
Yeah, no. I'm saying we hit a jack. We hit a jack that doesn't bring in a flush
Oh, we
on the
hit
river.
we
Yeah,
hit
that's what you said. I thought we hit a jack for
no.
whatever.
No,
Okay.
no, no, we didn't hit. No, we have ace-9 of diamonds. We have the same hand.
Okay.
We have the same hand. The river's the jack of diamonds. Now we bet the amount that an ace-7, ace-6 will call, which
Okay.
is
So let's say we get there.
small.
We got 150 in the middle.
Yeah.
Um, A7 or A6 calls. I mean,
Yeah.
I'd go. I think I can go grossly small and do like $50, $60.
50, 60, 80. Yeah, right in that range. Yep,
And the
exactly.
nice thing is, he could also just raise if he has a flush somehow. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. That's he
yeah.
raises off his flush,
Yeah,
and
great.
I have the nuts, so that's always good.
yeah,
But yeah.
But
Yeah, I think the adjustment is the turn against the player similar. So like if I can identify a player like this moving forward, we adjust the turn size to be bigger to keep in all of his draws and his weak pairs, and then we obviously go from there whether we hit or not, because I think I can make them fold when I jam the river, and then if I can, identify that their range is that weak on a blank, and
right.
then if I hit, go grossly small on the river, and then hopefully they're on the same draw as me and I have them dominated, and they raise off, or
Yeah.
they
And so
just call
Um,
with their weak pairs.
and so as played and against this station, what is this station? How big a bet does this station call ace six?
With a six. So is that, did I go bigger on the
No,
turn
it's played as
as
played.
played?
Right. There's
Ace six.
ace six.
I
What
think
would you call?
83 in the middle. I think we go. I think I like your size of like 35,
Yeah, I think so.
35, 40. I
Ace
think
six.
35 it's just like the slightly less scary size than
Yeah.
40. And I like that's what I mean, if I wanted to be really gross, I'd put 39 in.
Okay.
okay, one last thing I would mention here is I wouldn't even hate checking the turn. I like the betting more, but I think checking also has merits because you have some showdown if he just checks back and then you get to the river.
So
You will,
when we check the turn, that's I don't disagree with you. I don't think checking's bad either, but I'm going to like what do you want to happen when you check the turn here? Do you want him to check back?
Yes.
yeah, I wouldn't even really care too much
I
because
don't.
even if he bets, I would just continue with a passive line then I would just check call. I wouldn't even check raise. Um, just from the description we gave to the player. So yeah,
Actually, yeah, my check raise line does get interesting if I do a check raise line here, because now I'm really bloating a pot that and filtering in stronger hands.
Hmm.
So the check line, if it just checks back, yeah, I have showdown. Yeah, showdown. Yeah, I think I have showdown if it checks back. I think that he just, I mean, now when it gets to there and I check, he's gonna start betting anything that has. If it checks through, I have showdown.
Yeah.
If it doesn't check through, I don't have showdown most of the time.
Yeah.
yeah,
He
but
has
then that's what I think. You can still just check call because he doesn't seem like a player who would like overbet the turn.
no, no,
Yeah.
he's not overbetting the turn, I don't think. So we go here and he bet, so he checks through. I have showdown. In that line, I mean, I make less money.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, I think there's a lot of ways to play this.
I like the bet.
I
I like the bet better because I'm sorry. Go on. You were saying.
no, you go ahead.
I was saying I like the bet on the turn better because everything that he folds at that moment has equity against you.
Hmm.
You know, his 10 jack has equity against you.
Yeah,
And he loses all that. When he calls you, the pot is bigger when you make it, and the pot is bigger when you bluff. When he
yeah.
raises
That
you, you know not to bluff the river, and you can still call him and realize your equity. It costs you some money, but that's what I think.
yeah, and the hard part of what I'm thinking about is
Today,
so what
versus
happens.
polar bet bigger check.
What happens
Yeah.
when I check here? So if I check here and he bets, he's gonna bet. There's gonna be some error that bets, but there's also gonna be a lot of showdown value that I think will bet here, like a lot of sixes or sevens.
Yeah.
That if I check raise, so let's say he bet 20, I'm gonna check raise monster probably if I'm going to check raise,
Right.
and then I put myself in the situation where there's a lot of money in the pot. And I don't have much behind. So I
Hmm.
don't love that. But if I check call, I kind of tie myself though. Like when I check call, I kind of tie myself down to
Getting there.
not being able to, yeah, I kind of have to get there because now when I donk the river after he bets, I don't think there's a lot of times he's going to fold unless I donk all in
Yeah.
when I miss, which then puts you in a weird spot too, because there is situations where you get slow played hands. Like part of why I like this bet too is I still want him to raise off strong shit
Hmm.
so that I can get information. Because if he bets 20 and I call, I mean, I think he's gonna bet a lot of his shit, but on a board like this, he might not wake up and start betting till this flush draw comes in if he has something strong.
Right.
So we kind of don't really get the information we want by normally, yeah, checking is good. It gives you information, but we have to check raise to figure out how strong it is. And when we check raise,
Too
we
late.
don't leave ourselves a ton behind and we're too late. So when we bet here, we give him the opportunity to raise off his two pairs and sets and shit like that. And then, yeah, that was, I probably took like a minute to make this decision. It was ridiculous. Oh man. I don't know. I need to hurry up with my decisions sometimes. But yeah, I don't know, I was trying to think about everything. So I was like, if I check and he raises, I put myself in a really tough spot on the river to push him out if he calls. So basically when I check raise, I'm going for the fold there. And I don't give myself much of an option on the river unless I check raise to something really small, which a sticky player isn't going to get away from single pair hand with something small, a small check raise.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, the only thing the small check raise does for you is it makes a jam believable on the river.
Yeah.
It's an expensive way to do that.
Yeah, I still like to bet. Yeah, I think I like to bet. I like a bigger bet though. That's what I think is the best. I think big bet turn to keep all of his gutters in. That all of his gutters are going to call with, all of his straight draws are going to call with, and then we get to now blast off on the river when we miss and make those hands fold and all of the single pair hands fold that stay into the bigger size as well. Yeah, I like that. Does that seem good to you?
Yep.
Okay. All right. This I forgot to hide this, but this is a weird one too. I think it's the same, this guy's the same player. This sticky guy. This guy jams, open jams. We don't know his hand, obviously. Um, this guy calls. It's a sticky player. So we got a lot of what is his range here? We got suited broadways, um, pocket pairs. That's pretty much most suited aces. And we have aces here. This guy's already in. This is the only part that matters. I'm only talking pre-flop for this hand. Is there any merit here in flatting?
What's the SPR going to be if he's flat?
It's gonna be 90, it's gonna be 135, and he's gonna have 255 behind. It's gonna be about two.
Yeah, I think trapping is fine.
I was considering trapping here because I know he's getting here. What he has no top of range when he just flats 45. I have
I mean,
aces.
you want to trap more. There's one theory that says you only trap aces when you're in position, but at this SPR, I don't think it really matters that much.
Yeah, I kind of
What
I've
about a
never
flop?
trapped aces. I've never trapped aces in my entire life because I think it's fishy usually, but
What about
um
a flop that totally? What about a flop that totally misses him? Right now, all of his suited connectors and all of his suited aces have in their mind equity, right? Against the world of flops. But there are a ton of flops that he has to fold to anything.
yeah,
So shouldn't we at a minimum, do a clicky 90?
that's what I was in between is, and I didn't do that. I think I went to like 125. No, I went to 150. I hate this. This sucks. This is terrible.
Because he can fold to that.
Yeah, he now has to fold basically. I mean, what the hell? I mean, he doesn't have to. He's a sticky ass player
Right.
pre-flop, but he already could tell he didn't love this call.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to be liking this call very much.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like to click 90. That's kind of what I was thinking was like, do I just flat here and
Flat.
try and keep this guy in? I mean, that I'm only at max. I'm winning 45 from this guy, 45 from this guy, but we have a deeper stack right here. I have aces. This guy has no more action. This guy can't perform any action, so I'm playing heads up post, and I was considering trapping. Um,
I think the click is your trap.
yeah. I think that 90 is a good thing too. Is that like, oh, when I put 45 in, I was just another 45.
Right.
I think that's a good way that they think about it of, oh, well, I put 45 and what's another 45? And he's pretty deep at this point too. Like he's probably got like 600 in front of him.
Oh,
So, you know, you got
Who's deep? The
th
flatter.
this guy. He's pretty deep.
All right. Well, then
So,
everything I said about
well, I'm
well,
not deep.
you're the
Effective
effective
stack.
stack,
Yeah,
right?
effective
effective
stack.
stack is,
But the fact that he's deep will tell you something about whether he'll throw in another 45. He won't.
yeah, that's kind of,
Yeah. Yeah. Good.
That's kind of where I was thinking, and I just, just and honestly, this size is stupid too because I should just be treating this like an open here 3-bet call, and now I go to a 4-bet size. Not, I mean, but even then, a 4-bet size, this would be a good 4-bet size because we got a 3-bet cold
Yeah.
call. I'm not going to raise to only if in this situation I would still raise to that size because of the cold call.
The under the gun player is all in already. Or you mean oh the overcall once we call ugh, the 2 to the 45 we don't want him in. What the one thing we
Wait,
don't want though is we don't care about we don't want to invite the
this
under
guy.
the gun limper in. That's not where the money we want. We want the low
Yeah,
money.
well, the thing is though, I don't remember this player exactly. I don't know if he traps aces or not. It's very unlikely that he has aces. I have aces,
He's folding.
and he's folding to like yeah. There's a certain size where under the gun limpers just won't fold,
Yeah,
but
this is not
45
that.
is not that size. This is too large that these
Yeah,
people they fold to
yeah,
that. Like 25, you could start to be like they might call me, but
right.
45 they're
I
not
think
limp calling unless they have aces and they're limp jamming and I have aces, so it's very unlikely that they have aces. So we're basically assuming this guy's out no matter what.
yes.
Okay, but he could have kings.
In which
Yeah,
case
he
he's
could have
calling
kings.
no matter what he has. Kings, all the money goes in.
Yes.
Yeah. What I'm saying is this is that if the opening guy came in with 8-9 suited, he's almost always folding. But you don't particularly want another player in with an implied odds hand. Because you've already got two ranges against you. You don't want the third in. And you want more money from the second guy. So you either raise to a normal size or you raise to an insultingly small size. But I don't think you want I think calling is your worst choice.
Okay,
If that first guy wasn't in there, then calling would be just a bad choice, I think. But with that guy still to go, with you not closing the action, I think the calling is an even worse choice. And I think it doesn't matter because I think he's almost always folding. I agree. But when you
yeah,
call and he calls behind, I think that that's very bad.
But
That's what I think.
and why are we not just jamming?
because this is a cold call of a 3-bet.
Yeah, I mean,
That's not that strong.
if you have ace king offsuit here, would you just fold? Or what are you
Oh,
doing?
Ace King, we
No,
want.
no,
Ace King, we
no.
want him.
Ace King, I'm gonna raise huge.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna
Yeah,
jam though.
it's only aces that does this. If we've got queens, we're jamming. If
okay,
we've got
so
jamming. If we've got Ace King, we're jamming.
We want
We've got kings.
we're trying to trap this player
Yes, we don't
with
fold ever.
yeah, and we know that we have his range is dominated. Again, with Ace King, I mean, you have them dominated, but they're pocket pairs that he calls. He's got a lot of pocket pairs in this situation that call, and we kind of want them to fold whenever we jam here. Or we don't jam, but we raise more. I mean, we're
Yeah, I think
flipping.
the only hand that we are considering trapping here is aces. There's no other hand that we're ever going to trap.
Yeah, no, I would never consider this with any other hand. This is a spot where, I'm never
So
gonna just
I mean, jamming here is fine, right? We're, but we're just talking about if there are eventualities when you want to slow play aces here.
And I would never in this if this was say this was a normal pot, I wouldn't jam this hand either way. Like I wouldn't go if it went raise under the gun, 3-bet here, cold cold call the 3-bet. I'm not gonna jam.
No, we're just going to raise.
Yeah, I'm gonna raise to 150 like
Yeah.
I did. I'm never gonna jam there. That just I mean
Hmm.
that's technically just not correct. You're not supposed to. I mean, I think maybe the only hand would be ace king offsuit, but if that was the situation where we get a under the gun raise, a next to act 3-bet, and then a cold call of the 3-bet. I'm not even loving ace king offsuit at this table. I don't think I'm in a great spot with ace king off. Now, I mean the cold call, if there's a cold 4-bet, I'm folding the hell out of ace king. But with the cold three, with the regular cold calling the 3-bet, that would make me more interested in 4-betting my ace king. I don't know. I don't see you see rarely see 3-bets and 3-bets and then cold calls are jacks usually. I mean generally it's like jacks, tens, nines. The 3-bet is ace king, ace king, ace queen, pocket queens, and better. So my ace king isn't loving that. I don't know. With this specific situation, this guy's gonna jam a wide range opening. This guy that calls, I would jam my ace king, or I would make it a big size and try and get him out of the way. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, this is the only hand that I would consider tapping with.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're deep. We don't want to be going crazy with hands that
And now let's say the obligatory thing, which is when you are playing only one hand one way, then you are completely exploitable because people know that's your exact hand. And it doesn't matter if you're playing completely exploitable if they don't exploit you, and we don't expect to be exploited by this play. It doesn't happen
yeah,
enough for
when
anyone.
this person's looking at their phone, this person's looking at their phone, this person's
Yep,
looking at their phone,
exactly.
this person's looking at their phone, and this person doesn't think, and this person doesn't think, and this person doesn't think, I don't have to worry
Yep,
about getting exploited.
yep,
I'm the
absolutely.
only person that sits at the table, like you hear me like muttering, he did that with this, and then like going into my notes and writing shit down, and people are like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Nothing.
Right.
Leave me alone." I'm
Yeah,
I'm trying to remember how these people play. But yeah,
yeah.
I win the pot. He folds. Um,
I'm
but
writing
yeah,
a
we already showed this hand. 10 call. We get 2 calls. Oh my gosh. I remember this hand. I check.
I like it.
This guy checks behind.
Great. We get to see another card.
He's 7. So not bad. I think I could check here. I bet.
That's okay.
Um,
Both
I think
punts.
that, a lot of tens. This guy has 0 tens. I mean, he checks the flop, understandable, but he is betting his 10 on the turn. No possible way. He's not. Um, this guy, honestly, don't know much yet about him.
Mhm.
I would assume that he doesn't have a ton of tens here when he's last act pre-flop or on the post flop and doesn't bet. So I think I have the best handle out of the time.
Yep.
So let's start building a pot. This guy calls, and this guy calls. Now I'm not really
I would say
loving it.
I want to correct one thing there. Everything you said I agree with until your last sentence. So let's start building a pot. No, no. If you're betting here, you're not betting to build a pot. You're betting to for a little bit of value and to protect your 7.
Well,
Because if you
yeah,
get
that's true.
called, you're not betting the turn. You do not want the pot to, if the pot gets built, your 7 is not good.
Oh yeah, if I get raised here or
Oh yeah,
something
you
insane
control.
starts to happen on this,
Right,
I'm
right,
getting the hell out of
right.
there.
I'm just saying you are not trying to build a pot. If the pot gets built,
That's
something has gone wrong. All right, so you get called
that's
into
true.
this. All
Trying to
right,
get a little bit of value is a better way to say it.
exactly. And you still could be ahead.
Um,
There could be a heart draw out there. There could be a worse 7, and there could be pocket 6s. But there also could be pocket 8s. So
yeah,
you're not betting a
when
lot of.
this when this happens, I think that there's not a lot of 10x
Nope.
anymore. And I think there's a lot of draws. There's a
Yep.
lot of straight draws now and flush draws now. So I'm not like, oh shit, what happened? I got caught in 2 spots. I'm screwed. I'm
No.
more or less like I still probably have the best hand a lot of the time here. We get a blank river. We get checks to me. So all the
You,
draws miss.
Check. I
yeah,
don't like.
you have the that's still the best hand. I would check here.
I
I
would
did
check.
not
You have
check.
you have the best hand. You have the best hand unless you bet and get called, in which case
Exactly.
then you're flipping against pocket 6s and pocket 8s. You don't know which one.
Well, I did not
But anyway,
check.
take your shot. Take your shot. Let's see what happens.
I bet
So
30 bucks.
okay, let's see whether they call you a
Which,
6 or
when you think about it
a
correctly,
7 or
you're
7.
not wrong because the all the hands that I beat that call me are just gonna fold. So there's not really any point in betting here.
Yeah, all the
I
hands
mean,
we
except for
Mm,
maybe 6s and 5s.
pocket 6s, 9. Maybe the 8 7 calls you. A worse 7 can call you. But let's see what happens.
This is like not that interesting of a hand, but I just had to show because this is outrageous.
oh,
Yep,
that is what?
that
Yeah,
is
I
that's
know.
insane. That is
I was
insane.
sitting here like, what the fuck? It's like, what the hell just happened? That doesn't even make any fucking sense. When I
Doesn't.
got
No,
called, I was like, oh, he's got pocket eights, or he's got. I'm like 50-50 ahead here, and then flips that over. I was like, you didn't raise me once. Like, what the fuck?
Right. So
Not even
this
on the river.
guy, this guy either is not only has a functioning brainstem but not a prefrontal cortex, or he came from limit poker and wanted to keep in the under the gun guy. Oh, if I just call, then he'll call too, and I'll get that much. Now, but that's his play. He played it bad, and I don't think we should try to analyze his play enough because I don't think we find this level of mistake that often. It's out there, obviously, but I don't think it's that often. If you check the turn, which was, I mean, if you check the river, which was my suggestion, he's going to bet. We assume. What size do we think he's going to bet?
If we check the river, he
Check.
bets.
What size do you
I
think?
mean, the way as passively as he played it, I think it'd be probably a similar size to what I just bet.
Okay. And do you call? And what size? What size do you call and what size do you fold to on the river here when he bets?
I'd call 30. Honestly, I'm gonna call 30, and then what do I fold to? I think anything over half pot, I start to fold.
Okay.
It depends too what happens in front of me. You know, if the other guy folds, then
Yeah.
if the other guy calls, I'm just snap folding.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
Um, but yeah, no, because I mean, so the thing is, when I check the flop, bet the turn, check the river. I mean, they're gonna find a decent amount of bluffs there, even multi-way. They're gonna start to put in, but they're gonna really tell you how strong they are with their sizing because they're not gonna bluff 75, 80, 100. They're not gonna do that. They're too scared. So when that happens, I have to fold. Even 50, I would say I'm pretty close to folding because that's significant size in the game, and they're gonna fold that. So if he goes to this size, yeah, I call.
Okay. Cool.
I think
Then,
pretty much
then,
less than like 45 or less. I'm calling.
and you were
Not even.
folding, and you were folding to any raise, even a click raise. So
Yeah, I'm not calling a
yeah,
raise. That's insane.
right. So I think your bet on the river is unnecessary, and I don't think it hurt you at all in this hand. And in
I like to go thin for value.
in general, does it hurt you? They don't bet their sixes on the river. Do they bet their eights on the river? Do they bet their 7-8? I don't know.
I mean, there's hands that are there is worse hands that can call here. I mean,
Ace,
there's a deuce that's just sticky as hell and
yeah,
doesn't fold. When I go really small, there's deuces that are sticky as hell and call. I
that's
think there's
true.
weaker sevens that call, weaker someone that had a um 8-6 with a gutter. No, not 8-6. Or no, that doesn't make sense. But they for some random hand that picked up a four.
There was no bet on the turn. 7-8.
Yeah.
He calls your one bet on the river. You don't get any value from the 7-8. That's true.
I don't know.
Um,
I mean, with what I'm thinking, this is obviously a outside of the box player that you're not gonna run
yeah,
into often. Most of the time, I would have been told that my hand is not good here.
yeah,
But in this situation, this is just a note for this type of player that maybe bet a little bit less thin for value because they are not even trapping. They're just so passive. It's insane.
that level. That's crazy. Yep.
Yeah, that's an insane level of pass. Like that's actually the most I've seen some passive play. That was when I was sitting there, I was stunned and I wasn't even like mad I lost the hand. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, I don't know what just happened. But I was like, you didn't even raise me on the river. I was like, all right, you want slow play. River, like I'm assuming I'm gonna get, a min click to 60 here if he's got a 10. No, no, just flat calls with his 10. It's interesting.
Yeah.
But whatever. But yeah, I just thought that was weird, and I have him marked now, and I've played with him more and more now, so I'm adjusting how I play against him because like I don't bet range again. Like it's basically the same adjustment I talked about with the guy that check raises too often. Is it's a similar range if you're just gonna value own yourself and they're not gonna raise off and tell you when they have something strong, then I just really only bet low equity draws and then well I bet low equity draws because they will fold, and I'm okay with them folding. High equity draws, and then strong hands basically, and then any air I just don't even. I'll do one bet on the flop and then check all the way through because they're too passive. They're not going to tell me when they're strong, so I can't really bluff them.
Yep.
Makes it hard. But we have aces again.
But here's what's not hard about it. When they have when they have their strongest hands, they win a little bit of money from you. When you have your strongest hands, you win a lot of money from them. And over the
Oh
time,
yeah,
you end up winning a lot of money, just not in the way that you wanted to win, not in the sexy way.
yeah. I don't get to bluff them.
All right, let's go.
Not as fun.
Aces.
All right. We get 2 calls. I need to just start sizing up more and more and more. Flop an absolute shit hand. Probably just gonna fold. But no, he checks. It's just I hate this. So, why did I do this? I think this was just a stupid, like, I'm not thinking I flop top set. I have good hand, put money in, and not thinking, okay, what do we want to do here? What would you want to do here? Anybody else in the group?
You are almost always I'm sorry. If somebody else can go first, I always talk. All right, nobody went first. Fuck you guys.
Larry, I'm calling on you.
Go, Larry. Go, Larry.
I stepped away. Show me the pre-flop again.
Fuck you, Larry.
Okay.
All right, multi-way.
Text to me.
Checks to you.
Want to hear what you would do and why. Three reasons, whole essay. Need supporting details.
And charts.
All right, so our SPR's 10. We're on a static board, but it's wet. Pot is 31. We have a strong incentive to grow the pot on SPR of 10. The theory is that we're blocking continues, but there's some wetness to this board. I think betting 10 is what I would do.
What was your Bob? I know you wanted to say something. What do you think?
I personally,
Yeah.
yeah, I would check here.
Why?
I would check, and I hopefully can check raise here. And the reason is that the gap, I mean, that's actually not a good reason.
I was gonna say, why would you want to check raise here? I personally would never want to check raise here.
The problem is that the pot is very small, and the board is very scary when you play out of position. There are billions of draws. I mean, I could name you a lot of cards that will make your life horrible on the turn. So yeah, I would check raise here, and checking and seeing a safe turn isn't even bad. And I understand we have the best hand here, basically every time. Right now, we have the best hand.
I mean, we have the nuts.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay, I disagree. I changed back to I would never want to check raise. There is a ton of shit that can still continue, but I don't want to generate that much fold equity
Right.
with my specific hand. So
Okay.
I would not want to check raise.
Okay, but if I would bet here, I would bet big. I wouldn't even go small, like 10, I don't like. So
That's what I agree
then
with.
again,
I think I should have gone 45 here.
that sounds like a little bit big,
I
multi-way.
mean, your hand has got too much equity to bet that big. I would
Yeah,
argue.
But I
that's a
think there's a ton of hands that can continue that aren't
Yes.
going to continue either way.
That-
If they don't have anything good enough to continue, they're just not going to call. But I think I can bet big, and like the inelasticity of a lot of hands that can be here is, if I go 100, yeah, I'm going to get a folds, but I think I can go 40, 45 and get calls from, any draws.
Well, okay, so if you bet 40 here, right?
Mhm.
What's your SPR on turn? 40,
We
80,
have
110, less 40, 350. Your SPR is 3. All right, I can see it.
yeah. Okay, and that
It's a
is
pretty
one.
big bet. I mean, I wouldn't want I mean, what folds that you really aren't happy folding when you use that size? When you've got the nuts, what's folding? So what's folding then? So 9x is not going to stick around for that price, probably. I mean, you may have some exceptions in your pool, and they're
I would
inelastic to
agree.
sizing, but a lot
I'm
of
more
9x
targeting draws
goes
here.
away, and you don't really want 9x to go away.
Yeah, but 9x I'm not really getting much more money from in the long run.
Well, are they going to call $10?
Yeah, they'll call it $10,
All
but
right, well
am I just going
that's
to continue to
$10.
bet small all the way through?
No,
No, you're
if
not, but you are going to now going to induce in them the fallacy of sunken cost, and you also are going to allow them to improve the two pair. I mean, I don't think the argument is that, oh well, they're going to they'll call 10, but they're never going to call my turn bet. Who cares? I
I mean, that's
mean,
true.
start with the small bet, see what happens.
Well, that's what I did. I hate what I did personally. I think that I yeah, I bet 15. I personally think I think that there's a lot of hands that just aren't gonna fold here. I mean, there's a lot of
I
hands
mean, a
that
lot of what I'm saying is based on player pool, right? I mean, you may have a player
yeah.
pool that have pair will call, but
Well, not even that. I mean, like I think there's just a ton of draws here that aren't going anywhere. Not as much
yeah,
of
I
pairs that
mean,
I'm focused on. I think there's a lot of pairs that I'm not going to get that much value from in the long run, except for aces, which is unlikely. And
there's always a part of their range that is going to call your big bet, but I don't think you want to filter their ranges which is what an overbet's going to do here. I just don't think that it's in your best interest when you have essentially you have the nuts.
yeah, that's true.
So I just don't think it's in your best interest.
here's why.
You started about 200 big blinds deep here.
Yeah.
Okay. So here's why I vote for the big bet, which is the non-common bet in the solver. So the simple thing is it's a good bet. I think it's a better bet than a check raise for all the reasons you guys said. Usually when we are uh, three-handed, we are betting small. Here,
Scotty, you
Uh,
cut out.
and he's gone.
Haley.
Oh, Scotty.
I'm going to call the big bet once. That's fine.
You cut out for a bit. Are
Oh,
you
sorry.
might
Sorry. Back. Can you hear me
Start
now?
over.
start
Okay.
over, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I'll start over. So in poker, everyone is dealt two cards in Hold'em. Then we have the flop. All right. So don't go back that far. All right. So here's what I think you want to bet big in this unique situation. Because you have top set, it's really hard for them to have even an ace, and it's the weak aces that do the most calling of the 10. It's hard for a jack or a 9 to call even the medium-sized bet multi-way here because you raised pre-flop, you have lots of aces, right? So let's bet, but the hands that will bet are inelastic, that will call are inelastic. That's why. So it's the same thing. It's the story of the draws, but all the draws here are really high equity draws. All those draws, and so they will all call a large bet. And if any of them fold, they are folding out a lot of equity even against your top set. So the only hands that you lose money against by betting big is Jack X.
And 9x.
No, I think 9x. I think it's really hard for 9x to call multi-way. But
I
9
think
but
9x
not
calls a $10 bet.
okay. All right.
Player
So what
pool though, I do agree with Larry. Player pool wise, yeah, they call
okay.
$10 on a flop. Now in the
Okay.
turn, I'm not getting more money from them when I start to blast off.
Okay. So that would be that would be a reason to bet small. I just think that the amount of hands that are inelastic compared to the amount of hands that are not that are elastic. That's what it is. That there's a that remember, it doesn't have to be an equal number because when I bet bigger, if I bet 30 or 45, that's 3 to 4.5 times $10. So that means I can have if my range of inelastic to elastic hands that calls is 1 to 3, it's still more profitable to bet the bigger size. And if it's, and if I bet 40 here, which I don't know that I would do, I think I would just bet pot here. you
See,
know,
my
but
my argument for betting big is just that I don't think there's a lot of like yeah, there's hands like nine or jack X that can call, but I'm just not going to get a lot of value from them in the wrong in the throughout
right,
the rest of the hand. So
right,
let's target the stronger part of their range that is completely inelastic right now, like flush draws,
exactly,
and not
exactly.
give a flush draw great odds to call. Let's make them make a mistake, and let's blast off. Let's
Right,
have them put maximum money in the pot now.
right. And it's not a mistake for them, by the way.
Yeah.
It's not a
Well, I'm
mistake.
saying if I go, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Just
I mean,
but they're
even if you go 30, even if you go 30 or 45, given the implied odds, they're not making a mistake.
yeah.
I don't see why we can't filter those hands out on turn with a polarized sizing on turn.
We can. You can do
I
that.
mean, I don't understand.
You can
I mean,
bet
you could
small on.
argue it's because of the SPR, but I don't understand why we want to blow out shitty Jack X and 9X against Wine Rages right now when we have the nuts.
Okay.
I mean, there's two ranges to worry about that have a ton of equity against me. I don't mind getting a fold. I want like one call, pretty much. One call with a flush draw is kind of what I'm looking for because I'd rather play that heads up than be in the middle
All
of
right,
the sandwich
I see your point.
with two wide ranges that I don't know what the hell's going on with when they call me with
Yeah.
my small bet.
I mean, we're
Well,
totally
the
I
turn
mean,
is just
I'm
six
fine
bucks.
with this, but we're totally discounting what Solver's going to do here.
Yeah.
Solver's going to
Yeah.
bet here small.
All
It's
right.
mostly going to check, and
Okay.
when
Yeah.
it does bet, it's going to bet small.
Okay. So this is going to be hijack versus button versus big blind, right? That's what we're going to get from in our solver. So I'll go look that up while you guys go to the turn.
Okay. So I hate the way I played this. So I don't disagree with you either, Larry. I think that there is value in keeping in these hands. I just think they're the hands that I'm not going to get that much value from in the long run, and the hands
I mean,
that
let's look at it this way.
are
So let's say you're making $15 an hour, $20 an hour playing poker.
Mhm.
One call here is an hour's profit.
Yeah, that's true. Well, that's true. I also think about like this is in I bet $15 or $10 here. I get called one time by a nine, and I get called by a flush draw. The flush draw would have called 40, and the nine would have folded. I just made more money on that than I did when I bet the 15 and got two calls. And I get to play heads up.
Yep.
All right, fine.
All
I
right.
mean, you got the ace is also blocking all their flush draws, but whatever. Okay.
Right. And the solver does not bet the aces big here.
Oh, absolutely not. I assumed it wouldn't.
Right. Okay.
Well, why don't can you share your screen?
Yes.
Yeah.
Here's the solve. Let me give that to you here. Here we go. Let's go back off this and click here. Oh, okay. Um, click here. There we go. All right. So ace jack nine. Uh, we get a from the big blind always checks. Now we're on us in the low jack, and our aces bet half the time, check half the time.
Yeah, I assume it would protect its checking range a ton on the top set here.
Right. But it bets small. It doesn't do this. So there's your solver. When we check, and this guy comes along and he has big bets. So he has lots of big bets. So let's give him first this, then we get a fold, and here we go with our aces, and the aces continue to play it soft. He goes big instead. What is the backup? Where's the backup button? How do you go backwards in this? Just click on it again? Yeah, you just click on it again. So let's have him bet bigger. Bet bigger. This guy folds, and we still slow play the aces. So we're in slow play land. Out of position here. When you take this when you take the slow play route, you continue the slow play. You don't check raise it. All right. Back to you guys.
Okay.
And I do like
Okay.
and in this one unique case, I like the bigger bet. I probably wouldn't have made it. I probably would have done what you did because I'm so used to doing that.
My brain just wasn't thinking it was I
Yeah.
hit top set money.
Yeah.
It
Yep.
was, it was not.
Yep.
Um, if I would have sat and thought about it, I probably would have made the $40 bet here.
Right.
And then I just get ready because I start to hate this hand is played so poorly. It's disgusting. Okay. Now the flush comes in
And the straight and the
and
two.
the straight.
All the
Everything
straights,
comes in. Everything got
all of
there.
them.
Yep.
Yeah. It's a great turn card, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's exactly what I was praying for is a queen of diamonds.
Yeah.
Um, fucking nine of diamonds would have been nice. Uh,
9 of diamonds.
so he checks, and I hate this too. I don't know what the hell I was thinking. I think I overbet here. I bet 60. I bet pot here. Um, this is just go gross. I hate this so much.
What do you want looking back? What play do you want to make here? What do you think is the best play with all the time in the world?
40
Having
here.
right, but having
40
this play on
here.
the turn.
If I got here the exact same way,
Yeah.
um, I would bet small.
Okay.
Egregiously small to get him to raise off his strong hands.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, I would bet like 25, 30, trying to get him to raise. And when he just calls, I'd assume that I'm pretty strong going to the river.
Right.
Um,
And when he raises, you're not folding though, right? You just want the information of to know what
yeah,
to
no, I'm
do.
gonna call. I still have odds to boat up.
Right.
That's
Okay.
always good.
Good.
But then on the river, I get to have a really tough decision. If he raises and then jams the river, I get to be
Yeah.
in a
Yeah.
spot. It's really not even that tough because it's just a snap fold.
Yeah.
Um,
And then sometimes he's overplaying ace queen and ace jack and jack queen, and so be it. All right.
it's possible, but I don't think that a lot of these players that are more passive aren't going to overplay a two pair when a flush card gets on the board there.
Okay.
Um, a lot of them, like I said. So now I give myself absolutely no information by doing this. He has no incentive to raise now when I go to 60. I mean, he could if he really wanted
He
to,
does because the
but
river might go check check. So we'll see whether he donks out on the river. Because a lot of your range is going to go check check. Oh fuck this.
now, I mean, this card honestly kind of saved my life. He checks, and I was like, okay, I am beat by so much shit right now.
Yeah.
I don't think I can bet here. I was like, I have top set, and I don't think I can bet.
No.
And I checked behind, and he goes, "Oh, I should have bet the river." And I was like, "Yeah, you should have." Otherwise, I would have folded
Dumb
probably.
dumb.
But if you donk the river, I'm folding because I'm
Yep.
pretty confident in what the fuck's going on there.
Yep.
But yeah, I was. So let's look at this. I mean, technically, so yeah, if I played this exactly how I wanted to play this, we would go 40 here,
And he calls.
40, he calls.
We assume he calls. And if he folds and
That's
you
fine.
win, it's okay. But most of the time he calls. Okay. So he calls the 40, right?
Now
And
this card comes, and we have what in the middle? We have
110.
30, yeah, 110 in the middle, and he checks to me. I'm gonna bet like 35, probably. Like something that's a down bet.
Right.
And then he's likely gonna raise the 35, I would think. I mean, maybe with that specific combo, maybe not with that low of a flush, but you would think he would want to
Yeah.
raise more with that than anything else. But he probably raises. I don't love it, and I call,
Mhm.
and then I fold the river because
Yeah.
everything gets there. I beat basically nothing,
Yeah.
and
River
it
you
is what
fold.
it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, so now in this situation, let's say he doesn't make the flush or whatever. He calls here. I just want to look at this like value versus value. So he calls here. There's 110 in the middle. I call right now. We only got 60 in the middle.
Yeah.
We get a blank on the turn. Okay, we raise to 40. He calls. We got 110 in the middle. We get the deuce of hearts or deuce of clubs or whatever. And he
Nine of
checks to me.
diamonds.
Again, nine of diamonds would be really nice. But we get the deuce of clubs,
Right.
and he checks to me. What's the play then? I think I'm probably gonna go.
Small. Right.
No, I don't think I'm gonna go small.
Okay.
What he's not calling 40 with, he's unlikely to call 40 with a lot of Jack X, 9X. He's got
Yeah.
a lot of inelastic aces and flush draws. So
Right.
I think I can go grossly big again. and get calls
Oh,
from
yeah, oh, I'm sorry. The flush. No, I thought the flush came in. I forgot.
no,
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 the
no
flush doesn't
flush.
come in. No, the flush
Yeah,
doesn't
we're
come
doing
in.
a
We can go bet.
hypothetical, Scotty.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Hypothetically,
Flush doesn't come in. We bet. What's that hypothetical word mean?
I'd go like 150 if that happened.
That was yeah,
Or
great, absolutely.
hypothetically fold at 1-2. That's in
Yeah.
use and used in a
Yeah.
proper sentence.
Yeah. That's pretty much the only other thing is I just to say we had a different run out, which I can always dream about it, but it didn't happen. But yeah, so we if that's the case, I think I go massive again on the turn because I think he still has a ton of hands that just aren't going to fold. Because I mean, his jacks and nines probably don't get here in the first place. So now we can say he has case ace and he has flush draws and straight draws that you could have combo draws that just aren't going anywhere.
Yep.
So we're just putting the money in. I mean, I'd consider just putting all of the money in and making him draw for it. I don't think I would want to do that though because that would be targeting only like his combo draws. I think some of his
Right.
aces might start to get a little shaky there.
Yeah.
So I would go big, but not all in, trying to get max value from an ace and
Hmm.
all of his combos.
Yep.
That's what I think.
Yeah, I agree. And
Okay.
the best card, of course, there. If you can't have the nine of diamonds, the next best card is
Is
the
the ace.
five. Well, no, because the ace is too easy for him to fold to. Is the excuse me, is the five of clubs or the four of clubs? Give him a pair to go with his flush draw.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be beautiful. Then in that situation, I'm just if he flipped over his cards, I would just jam because I think he's gonna call all of
Yeah,
it. I
yeah.
actually played with him again yesterday and he thought he needed to call when somebody jammed on the flop when he had two overs and a backdoor flush draw.
Oh boy.
And I was like, he said, I'm pretty sure I have to call here. And I was like, yeah, it's a real standard call. That's
Yeah.
what I said to him.
Do you have
Reinforce
this?
that bad play.
You have this guy's address?
I know his name's Hudson. I met him.
I
I've been playing with him a little bit.
we
He's a
have
younger
we
guy.
have a home game on Thursday, Hudson. You're welcome to come. Okay.
Oh, he's like, you should come play at my table. It's a fun table. I was like, I absolutely want to come play at your table, man.
It's a great. Yeah,
But yeah, okay. So that I lose. It is what it is.
yeah.
We made a good check on the river. I mean, I don't think I can really bet there anyways.
Really, that 10 is one of those cards that you see it and you're like, that's an awful card for me. And
But
in
saved my
reality,
life.
it's a really good card for you because it keeps you from barreling.
Yeah.
I don't know. So let's say the ten's different. What do you bet the river?
So the ten is
If
the
it's not a 10,
I
deuce
think I
of
do like a blocker bet on the river with if it's not a 10.
yeah, I think I go smallish for like a B50, B for thin value on the river. Um,
yeah.
if
Hold
it's
or
not a
lose.
10,
Because at that point he'd still, his when he doesn't raise the flush to the small bet, then the river bet, then even though there's only one ace left, a lot of his hand is an ace.
right? And when they just
Oh,
check
flush.
call the turn, I mean, even at low stakes, a lot of players, even if they check call the turn with the flush, they'll
They're
donk
donking the
that
river.
river because they're just so terrified that I made my hand. You're not going to bet.
Right.
Yeah, they're donking the river, most players.
Yeah.
I think what kept him, he said, oh, I was hoping you'd bet the river. I think he was scared that I had a higher flush, and that's why he didn't donk the river.
Right.
Like,
So I
I
think if
mean,
it's like the two of spades, even though like you see that 10 and that's one of those, blessing in disguise cards where you're like, well, fuck me. And then the card hands come over and you're like, oh, thank God that was the 10 of clubs on the river.
Yep.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah, that ten of clubs saved me a little bit there.
Yeah.
The deuce of spades, you're gonna fire another what 100 at it.
Probably. I'm probably gonna fire again.
Yeah.
I didn't see the thing was that the reason I don't know if I do continue to fire though, because of how poorly I played the hand, that I put myself in the position where his range is not like I can't discount anything is the
Right.
problem because I played the hand so badly.
That's true.
So if I played the hand better, so I do my original bet, I bet the 40, and a lot of the time in that situation, I'm gonna get to the river and I'm gonna have like a lot more clairvoyance or whatever it's called of like where the hell I'm at in the hand. But in the way I played it, I really gave myself no opportunity to like understand where he's at. So
Mhm.
I might have ended up checking the river just because I'm like, I don't know what the fuck's going on right now. And being so just
Yeah.
confused. But yeah, I feel like I played poorly this week. I just, my brain was not firing correctly, I feel like.
Isn't
But
it
it
weird
happens.
isn't it weird how at the table we make mistakes that we don't make when we talk about them? I've got to get better at that.
Yeah,
Right.
All right.
it, I need to. So I
Yeah.
think I have one more hand. I have two more. I'll go quickly so Andy, you can get to yours. Sorry.
Okay, we can fly through mine. I haven't even looked at my hands yet.
That's fine.
So other than since I played them,
We'll see.
I kind of on purpose, like I was like, I'm gonna save these for the session.
Yeah. I
So
like that.
I raise
Read that here.
it. Yep, three bet.
I think you're
This
ten
guy,
dollars. I think you're $10 too small.
$10 too small.
Yes.
Well, this guy helped me out.
Yeah, he did. Now go back one step though. Let's just see here if the size. Okay, so he's got 63 more. We want to go to 55 if we, but we certainly don't want to go to 35. What's the amount that reopens lets him reopen the action?
I don't
What
want to
is it?
reopen the action, honestly.
Okay, you don't want to get all in against that guy with ace queen.
With ace queen offsuit
Okay,
and
fine.
a generally tighter opening range, I'd tell him limp mostly. He has an open range and a
All
limping
right
range,
then.
so this is going to be
Great.
stronger hands. I don't really want to reopen the action a ton.
Okay. And by the way, I think it's too small. I don't think you would. I don't think your sizing for it makes sense.
Yeah,
Um, because you would have to go all the way down to. He's got 53 more he can put in, so you've got to go half of the 53 is 25. That only allows you to go to 35, and 35 is way too small. So okay, great. So you go 65, you go 55, I will go 65, and we're fine. All right, and the difference is no big deal.
Like 55.
Well, great.
okay. This one I also hate the way I played it. I think that I don't know how I feel about it. I checked the flop here because I'm out of position and I generally check from out of position.
You only need
Um,
one. You only need one bet, so you don't need to. So it doesn't matter. You can check,
Yeah, SPR is very important here.
and
Checking's fine.
Yeah.
you have queen of spades. It's like yeah, you doesn't matter what you do.
so I generally check out of position,
Hmm.
and part of me is that this is such a stupid way to think about it. I don't even want to make. I'm a fish, everybody. Get ready. I'm a fish. So part of my head
You
is that they
missed.
don't
Oh, you were here for my fish hand, so it's okay.
Okay, let's see.
they don't overplay. They don't play ace king aggressively enough. So yeah, it's a good flop. There's one hand I lose to, and I'm not even honestly. If that's the hand he has, I lose the rest of the money. It
Technically
is what it
two.
is.
Pocket sevens. Yes, pocket
Yeah,
sevens.
pocket sevens. He has. Yeah, he does have pocket sevens here.
Yeah.
So there's two hands I lose to, and it's ace king and pocket sevens,
Hmm.
and if magically had ace seven suited. But um, so yeah, I mean I'm behind that, but I want to check and information because one it also gives me like if I just start betting here, I lose tons of value from like you know queens or jacks that didn't because they underplay those hands as well. I mean, I think I can get them to call small bets and get them through depending on what happens on the flop. So
You can probably if it goes if he goes check 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 check, and on the river you bet out those jacks, they'll probably call the one jam bet if it's only one.
yeah,
So, quick question. Player seven, when he went all in, did he think for a second and then say fuck it and jam it? Or I just
he
want to know what we're
it
up against.
it was not. I was pretty confident it wasn't a strong range. It, a lot of those type of players they limp raise and not back raise.
Yeah.
They will do the limp re-raise with things like pocket aces, but he doesn't have pocket aces. So basically I'm not concerned about him because
No,
he
no, no.
doesn't have pocket aces and he could have kings. That's it. If
Yeah.
he was a back raise player and I crushed kings,
Unless
and
he said fuck it as he put the chips in the middle, in which
But Andy,
case we can't win.
no, but Andy, it doesn't matter. And nothing matters.
I'm being a smartass.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Not player seven's range is almost irrelevant to us completely. It's done. So now the question is just is how do we get 150?
max that.
How to get the maximum amount from Genius, and if he has us beat, how does he get the maximum amount from us?
I would have smacked this guy too. He thought he was like some sort of wizard. He was so stupid though. Um,
I like the check.
he, I check, and he checks back. All right, so now I'm in the position of have the best hand. There's no way ace king doesn't bet here.
Right.
Like, no shot of ace king not betting.
Yeah.
And now I'm trying to think of like what the hell he has and what he can call. I think there's flush draws now though.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
flush draws, he's got under pairs, flush draws. Um, what do we get to bet here?
150.
Well, I did, you're gonna hate what I did then. I bet 55.
I don't
I
like it.
like the 55. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
Like it,
Oh,
but I
I
don't.
hate it.
I don't hate it, but I don't like it.
I
I
mean,
would have liked 80 more.
this is like I think this is stupid. This
Well,
is
you
like
want to
targeting what I think
yeah,
he's overweighted towards under pairs. So is what I'm thinking. But he still has tons of draws and shit though. So I think I can just there's also an elastic hands that I can target as well. I mean, it's double flushing board. There's a lot of shit that can just call that can call.
and it can't call the river.
Yeah. So I agree that the jam is probably the right play over the 55. I got cute.
Yeah.
He's a
I'm getting
genius. So you got to get cute with him.
yeah. And the backdoor flush comes in. I just don't think I mean, just put the money in. If I lose to the flush, I lose to the flush. It kind of is what it is, and I lose to the flush.
Right.
Um,
I don't like the order in which you lost your money.
I don't either. I dislike it a lot.
Yeah. I even don't like. I think I don't even like the bet on the river.
You don't like it?
I don't think so. And it's this. It's not that I'm so. It's not that I think you're getting away from the flush. You check and he bets, right? Um, it's it's that the hand. What hands call you that are call? What hands call the turn and call the river bet when the flush comes in? I mean, it's only 90.
flushes.
It's a
It's like one
$95
hand.
but so
It's like ace,
a better
ace
ace.
jack, ace queen.
All right, so let's say he has a worse ace. Oh, let's say all his aces are worse. When he has the full house, it doesn't matter what you do because he bets and you call. When he has the most common hands here that you're trying to get value from the under pairs, this heart makes it really hard for them to call your bet.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's my problem.
Yeah, this is just
Because you can't bet a busted flush here because player seven is all in.
yeah. And what am I gonna get him to fold for 95 bucks? I kind of assumed no matter what, I was just gonna get his money after he called me on the
Right. But player seven can't.
turn.
But player seven can't fold. It
Yeah.
can't be folded. So you can't bluff. Your bluff here with your singleton king of hearts bluff, or your a straight also comes in. By the way, not that that's important. Um.
If he has that straight, I'll gladly give him my money.
Yeah. I just think. Yeah. I think that you check call here. Sadly. Um. And when you bet here, sometimes the worst ace folds, and sometimes the worst ace bets the river. Sometimes it does. Do I know that? No, I'm speaking out my ass.
It's
Uh,
never folding. The worst ace is never folding.
no,
These
okay.
people, they're
Worst
not
ace.
capable of folding three of a kind. That's
Okay,
just
well in
simply
that
not
case,
happening.
yeah. But do they bet? Do they bet there? Do they bet it on the river if you check when that six comes? Do they bet? Do they bet their trip aces?
Probably.
All right, then it doesn't matter what they do. Um,
I checked the river. I mean, they probably just start to think they're good, and I have something like kings.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. But the
I
main
think I
thing,
played that all around bad.
yeah, the main thing is I think the turn is the jam.
So there's I thought there's merit in checking the flop, even though he
I
got
agree.
bit me in the ass. I think there's merit in checking the flop because I want to see what kind of information I can get in this situation. Like he's gonna bet all his aces. He's probably gonna check a lot of his under pairs and draws here. They don't usually play their draws as aggressively when it's in three bet pots. So they're not gonna go crazy with a, you know, king, queen of spades here.
Yeah.
So, you know, all
The
right. Well, we'll move to the next
check,
hand so Andy can go.
okay, but so real quickly on here, the check on the flop accomplished what you wanted to. You gave him a draw, so you had a chance to get the rest of his money.
Yeah.
And when you
I
bet
should have
back,
just put the money in.
He just folds and you take down 220.
Yeah.
instead
Not
of
bad
losing
either.
150.
Yeah, but you don't mind him getting a draw on the turn if you make him pay another 150 for it, because of that $150 you are making more money. And we're not trying to make our hands safe. So I don't hate your check on the flop at all. I just hate the fact that it wasn't a jam on the turn. Now I've
Yeah,
decided to hate
I
it instead of not like it.
I think the turn is the biggest mistake. I agree.
Yep. Yeah.
But
What?
move quick. I only played ace queen that day.
No.
Apparently. I was gonna say, what are your thoughts on checking the turn to try and get him to put it all in or go for, check raise? Not that you want fold equity, but get it all in.
Not at
Or is he the
150.
type of player that he's just not gonna bet
No,
his
no,
flush
no, no,
draw
no.
there?
He is not betting.
But another way, Andy, is it's given the SPR, you don't need to check raise.
True.
You just jam.
Yeah, he's just not betting
Yeah.
anything there.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think he's betting kings,
Yeah.
which I wouldn't either, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's just not betting kings
All right.
or anything.
All right. Brian plays
Um,
aces and ace queen. That's all Brian plays.
yeah, that's my range. So if you
That's
ever
it.
play against me, you
Yeah.
guys know.
Fold all the time. Always fold.
I've actually been
Perfect.
so incredibly card dead for the last like 2 weeks
Mm-hmm.
that I've basically been playing.
Yeah.
I feel like I've been playing like 10 hands in like 8 hour sessions. It's ridiculous.
Those sessions are so brutal.
Oh, it's rough. And everyone's like, "You're so tight." And then one of the other players at the table was like, "Yeah, this is not the usual from him." Like, I was like,
You notice that.
"Okay."
Okay, so they're a little bit more aware. A little bit more aware.
Yes.
All right. Right.
In position, we got a 55 here.
Okay.
We got, I think this is with Charlie. He is a complete maniac.
Oh,
He
I love your re-raise.
he fucking does not care. He's like my age. He
Mhm.
actively sits there and tells me what his strategy is to play so incredibly insane that every once in a while he has it, and then people call him.
Gotcha.
And
Right.
then his other strategy is that he plays hands based off of how much it's going to piss somebody off when they lose to that hand.
Great.
So
Oh, that's awesome. This
So
guy's my
right
it's
now,
hero.
pretty funny.
okay, so
He's pretty funny.
right now, just so you know, he has a very important
Absolutely.
event. He has
He absolutely has 7 deuce.
seven deuce. All right, let's go on. We're not folding to him ever with it, but when he shows seven deuce, we're not going to be surprised.
Yeah, I'm gonna be
Be
pissed
pissed.
off.
Yeah.
So we go small here. See, the thing is, I really don't know how to play against him. It's really just play,
How much
he's
check does he
complete,
do? He's maniacal.
almost none. It's very unlikely to check raise, but it'll just be random all ins, like donk all ins and shit like that.
Okay.
And sometimes it's with the nuts, and sometimes it's with three high.
Okay.
So it's completely absurd. Um, but I mean, basically, the only way I've figured out to play against him is that you make a hand and you just don't fold.
Right.
Like you don't
Yep.
really have, and sometimes you run into it. And most of the time, you stack him off, and he rebuys and stacks you off again, and then does it again and again and again.
Okay.
So he checks. I bet 35 here. It's what do I think about 35? I like this size. I don't hate it. Honestly, against him though, it's like he's not folding any draw. So,
He's
and he's
completely
not folding any
uh,
pair.
he's completely inelastic to size, so you can go bigger.
Yeah, he's not folding anything that touches this board.
Right. And here's the other important thing. The reason that you bet a certain size here in the horse thing is to get him to raise his strong stuff so you can fold to it. You're never folding this hand.
Yeah.
So
So let's just go big.
go big because of his inelasticity.
Yeah, and as insane as he does play. Like I play with him a lot. He likes me, and he's like he has yet to beat me in a pot, and he's
Right.
like, I want to beat you in a pot, and I was like, he's like, I was like, all
Even
right,
better.
dude. Like, so
Yeah.
I mean, I've played with him for weeks and weeks and weeks, and he has never won a pot. It's outrageous, but he just we flipped two pair,
Okay.
so now it's like I think I should just jam here.
Why?
He's
Why
not
would you
folding
jam?
any. He is absolutely never folding any draws,
Well,
and
then
he
he
will
Well,
fold them on the river.
I mean, you can choose that. But I would describe it as a player dependent adjustment.
Oh yeah,
It
yeah,
is player. It's very player dependent. It's against him that if he has a, there's not a ton of draws. It's only the flush draw. If he has a queen, he's not folding. And if
Yeah,
he
if you have a total
has,
station, he just doesn't give a fuck. Sure.
he doesn't give a fuck.
Just get him
But
to pay now.
that's what I was thinking is like, I mean, his flush draws aren't going to
But
pay me on the river.
I don't think against pool that's the most profitable play.
No,
But
no,
against this
absolutely not.
unicorn of a maniac, Charlie, I mean,
Yeah,
you can make a Charlie dependent play here.
that's what I think. I would never make this play against Poole. I would make this play against Charlie though.
Yeah.
I would think I should. I didn't make that play. I think I bet like 100. I bet 100 here. Um, I mean, it just size up, I think,
Yeah, oh
because
yeah. If
it's
he's never
just
gonna fold, then put the money in.
that's what I didn't make the play because playing against him is so damn confusing. It's like sometimes it just like blows my brain up when I'm playing against him because I have no fucking clue what's going on. But I think I just need to put the money in. We got top two, and he's never folding a flush draw here. And if he has seven deuce, he's never. I mean, obviously he's not folding, and that's like a large part of his range is seven deuce. Like in a three bet pot, he shows me his hands that he plays all the time. He truly picks the shittiest hands possible to play against people. So I don't know. I think there's a lot of shit that's just not folding. I think that the only thing I lose value from here is like sevens and twos. I think that eventually he does have a full button eventually when he's told twice that his seven is not good. But so I go 100 and he calls and he shows me at the end he had 6-3 suited. So that like here, this is a prime example of he's never folding this and I'm getting all the
6-3
money if I
suited.
just, yeah, that's one of the best hands he's probably ever played.
Wow. I want this guy in my games.
He's insane. He's hilarious too. You can't. I sit at the table with him. It's very hard to pay attention sometimes. But yeah, that's the end of my hands. I was just that's the thing that I want to talk about was the turn jam. Is I thought that the turn jam would probably be the right play against a player like him. But
Yeah, I mean, I
He's
think you
never
want to give a
folding.
price against most people that, isn't profitable in the long run, but most people are going to call. So, like, a B75 would be good or a
mhm.
pot.
What did I just struggle. I say that I struggle against him because he's like I don't understand. I can't like analyze his range because it's just
no,
completely like anything.
but here's what so you can't analyze his range, but but he loses money because his range doesn't make sense.
Hmm.
You just don't. You just can't. You just have to play different against him, and mainly you have to better hand him. That's the main way you do it.
That's kind of what I was thinking.
Right. So in this case, you bet we talked about this. If you know that he's going to call a queen to an all in, any ace to an all in, any draw to an all in, and
Just jam.
yeah, then you jam. If he's going to not fold a queen? If is he going to fold a seven?
Probably.
Okay. Is he going to fold a seven to 100?
Probably not.
Probably not. Okay.
I mean, he really wants to beat me. That's part of it too, is that I know he's like
Really wants-
really wants to beat
Yeah.
me.
Yeah. I think yeah. So yeah. So the all in's that the all in is the weird best play here.
Yeah,
Only
that's kind of what I was thinking. It was like a weird play, and yeah, and on top of that, this size sucks in general. This is terrible. This is in middle size again. I did it again, Scotty.
yeah.
Not thinking. I hit a good hand, and my brain just kind of went numb. And I'm like, okay, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? I don't want him to fold. That was
Not
stupid.
that.
I
It's
think
not
that.
that. But look at this. Look at this. So a pot size bet is committing his whole stat. A pot because of he only has 250 left.
Mhm.
So pot size is the same as all in.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
yeah. So so you've got a break point at pot. Um, I think I th- I think the magic number here is 125 to 140 because that still leaves him enough left after it.
Yeah, I agree. I
I
think
think
it's like
above that is
I think
pot. Yeah.
150. I think
Yeah. Yeah.
150
And anything
was
above
the
that
right
is
size.
all in. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Well, I'll let go of the screen and Andy, you can take over.
Okay. Um, so I am seeing these now for the second time.
All right, let's go.
Obviously the first time is when I played them,
Hmm.
and I 100% purposefully did not go back and review these hands
Okay,
so that when we were sitting here today, I could review them and or we could go through them or at some point and we'll see what happens.
excellent.
So first hand, ooh, in the big blind. I don't remember this hand at all. It was big pot though, so
We're going to do a lot of calling.
yes.
Maybe they'll limp. Oh, maybe they'll limp all the way to us.
Oh, all right.
That's fine.
I did because I've had this queued up, so I did look at the note on this one.
Yeah.
And this would have been something I looked at in game. Will Donk complete air multi-way, barrels huge multi-way with nothing, jams weak top pair for 200 big blinds.
Let's call.
So I do. And we get a friend come along with us.
That's, yep. You've already won.
Oh, I
You've
remember
already,
this. I remember this hand now.
right. By the way, you just by seeing the flop, you've made equity. As long as you see the flop for four
Yes.
blinds with threes, you're making a profit. Okay, good.
And I love it. Love, love, love it.
Love it.
And big bet on a board he should never bet.
Great.
I'm just
Yes.
going to call. I have nothing to worry about here.
Nope. I love it.
We lose one. Bummer.
Whatever. All right.
And seemingly brick on the turn. And he bets big again.
Okay.
And knowing that he will just keep barreling, I'm just going to keep calling. Ooh,
That's a bad
love it
card.
here. I don't hate this card.
There's a good thing about that card.
Um, and any of his pairs now have a full house.
Exactly.
And when I look at his PFR RFI, he's really not like raising so frequently that he has a ton of deuces in his range. So I honestly like you even, and I remember in game when I saw this card, I thought that is actually a really good card for me because now
He has a full,
increases the chances he has a full house.
and people don't fold full houses.
Yes.
Great.
And then another big bet, another pot size bet. Obviously, only one choice here.
Jam.
Snap calls. 9-10 offsuit.
Fabulous. Perfect. People don't
Which
fold full houses.
I legit think even if this had been seven of spades, he would have bet pot again and then called my jam.
Yep. But this is even better because he doesn't have to worry about his kicker.
Right.
Because you could
I
have a
love
I
the
think this player is
exploitative
bad enough
play.
that this player's bad enough that he's never worried about his kicker.
yeah.
I
Yep.
love the line, Andy. That's a good one.
Yep. Also, if you had raised the turn in this one case, he probably would have called you. But this is great. This is better.
I just after the flop, I have position. I have a
Right.
super nutted hand.
Yep. Yep. This is great.
Okay. And I win a small pot here.
Okay.
Let's see if I have anything on this guy. No.
Okay.
Anything on this guy? No.
Okay.
Nothing on him.
Okay. I fold
Um,
sixes here sometimes.
so I remember, so this guy just doesn't squeeze very often.
Mm-hmm. That's
Which is one of the things like I, look to my left, right?
yeah.
Even online, if with the HUD, I can look to my left,
Yes. Yes.
and
Very
have
good.
a flatting range when I have a player who, I mean, folds his big blind a considerable amount.
Yep.
And this is a really weird stat for me on this particular session.
Mm-hmm.
But he's a very low three bet, and I
Good.
know that his three bet from the big blind is even lower.
Good.
So I feel confident just calling here, knowing I'm almost never going to get squeezed. And if I do, it's probably a nutted hand and I can just get out of the way. And then,
If you get
you know,
squeezed and EP calls, and you get two calls behind, I'm calling.
maybe, but then we run into, I guess with if they both call, then yeah, I'm kind of stuck at that point.
Or we'll see what the size also matters. But you get to see the flop, and that's great.
Get a
Yep, we got it.
terrible
Another
flop
set.
once again.
Yeah.
Yep.
Terrible flop.
Okay. Yep.
Checks
Yep.
through. Okay.
Now pause for 1 second here. The most likely better is villain 3. So if you bet out in this weirdness, he's most likely to call. I'm just looking at where villain 3 is. If villain 3 was right next to you, I would
Right.
never bet out. If villain 3 was in the last position, I would strongly consider betting out. He's right
You mean here on the flop?
on the flop. Yeah.
Yeah, this really isn't like looking back, obviously in game, like some of this stuff, especially, multi-tabling and shit kind of pops quick. Like
Yep.
this is something I've been wanting to add to my toolbox a little more is donking in these spots
Yep.
where like a small donk where I have players in between myself and the original raiser.
Checking is the absolute normal play. It is the standard solver play. But I'm just saying that the more players between you and the initial and the most likely the most likely stab, the more the donk makes sense, and the fewer, the less the donk makes sense with this hand. So you check,
Right.
it's fine,
Yeah, so obviously checks through.
right?
Um pair the
Oh,
board.
this is terrible. No one has a
Terrible.
no one has a jack. Oh,
So, right, which is why I think this might have been a bad. I remember this hand now. I
I
think I played this turn really poorly. So I lead small,
I like the
and then we
small.
get this,
Oh, this is great. I love this. This is
and
great.
then we get this.
Great.
So in game, I think okay, we have a raise, and this player being a pre-flop caller is he is highly likely. I mean, he doesn't donk very often as we can. I mean, 10%, so not a ton of donks. But he's the one most likely to have a jack. So him raising, I said, okay. So here, when with the caller, I elect to go for a raise here.
I like the raise. Now, the one
It's a small
question
raise. It's a 2.6.
the one thing about the raise, one of them likely has a flush draw, right?
Right.
This is the rare case that you desperately don't want a flush draw to fold. That's very rare.
Right.
So maybe that limits.
Which is kind of what I thought. Like there is straight draws, there is flush draws.
Make sure
Um
make sure they call.
And so that's why I kind of figured I'm like, well, I can raise, but I can make it like a small raise, right? Like a 2.5,
Yeah,
because
yeah,
that's still going to keep the flush draws in. It can still keep the draws in.
yeah, yeah.
But I think maybe just the three bet line is way too strong on a paired board.
Not if you go to 20.
Right.
All right. So anyway, so you go 24. Let's see. And do we get a call? A jack
Both
isn't
fold.
folding. Jack isn't folding. Both fold. Okay.
They both fold. So it wouldn't have mattered. And kind of like looking now, and even I think after the hand, I figure whatever this guy just thought I was stabbing and thought he'd put a raise in. Who knows what the hell this guy was calling with? If neither of them had a jack, I probably wasn't getting stacks anyways. So
No.
because I mean at this point I have a big enough hand. I want to play for stacks. A jack is never folding here. A flush draw is probably never folding to that sizing. So he might have been raising like pocket eights, pocket nines, or a seven, and it is what it is, right?
You have to raise there, I think, to have any chance of this being an all-in hand. There's just not enough money in there. If you just call, 27 more goes in there, and the pot is 41.
Let's look. Okay, so
Pot's
I
41.
call. So this is the pot would have been 69.
Oh, the pot. Okay. Right. The pot would
So
be.
yeah,
Yeah.
because they
Oh, 'cause it's
folded
already
it pulls
counting.
back.
Oh,
So
it's
the
already
pot would have
counting.
been 69.
And then your jam is for 100 against that guy. It's too big. You need to check raise here.
Yeah. Well, I led, remember?
No,
I
I'm
led
sorry.
small.
I
I
mean
need to bet three
three
bet
bet.
here.
You need to bet three bet here. Um, but I think you need to I think your raise here needs to be smaller to make sure that to give a gut shot an easy call.
Right. I mean, in reality, a flush draw or a gut shot are getting a pretty good price.
Yeah. Yep.
Um,
I just make it even more attractive for him.
so I don't know. Like I went
Because
small and
Scotty wants you
apparently
to
just
put
not
some
small
makeup
enough.
on that bet.
you're going to jam.
Get
Remember,
that bet a boob job.
Yeah. Remember, you're jamming the river, right?
Right.
So you're going to get all your money from the jack on the river. You don't need to get your money from the jack now.
That's true. So the slightly smaller bet, but a jack's never folding here.
Right. But you're going to still get all the money on the river. You're going to get the same amount of money from a jack no matter what you do.
I'm going to get the draws in there on the turn.
Right. So the
And
jack.
then if a draw hits, I'm going to get all their money too.
Right. So in all the other cases where we raise a certain amount against a draw, we say, let's get the max amount of money from a draw. And then we always have this other sentence at the end. And if the draw folds, that's okay too, because they had equity to beat us. When we have a
Right.
set here, we always say that thing going, let's make let's get money from a draw. But if the draw does fold, that's fine. This is the one case where if the draw folds, it's a disaster because the draw might have gotten there. Let's say one of them has 8-10. Just why they have 8-10, I don't know. Let's say they do. And of course they fold it to this size. And let's say the 9 comes on the river. I think that the extra 5 big blinds that you make here is not worth the extra 100 big blinds you make for my uncommon scenario.
Yeah.
Now, am I full of shit? Am I over narrating this hand?
I mean, even though it felt like I went really small, I could have gone smaller to try and get more stuff in there.
Yeah.
What about let's say someone's Jack X and a heart comes on the river and you jam. Do you think they will always call?
No. But
No.
the guy with hearts does.
Yeah, the guy. Yes,
They don't both
but
have.
he won't fold against this raise, I guess. So then again, I like the raise.
I agree. Like I think we're all in agreement to raise, bet three bets the right play here, especially with the caller over here.
Especially with a caller there.
And that's and had it been bet raise fold, maybe I would have thought of going a little bit smaller, but with the extra call here, I'm like, well, he has to have something, right? When it goes bet raise call, the caller just has to have something.
Right.
I mean, if I don't have the nut flush draw, I'm folding. There's a big assumption that you're drawing dead already.
Right.
But do you fold? But do you fold to 9? Do you fold to 9.5 more when you put in 9.17? Do you fold?
So am I the call? If I'm the caller behind, I'm folding to the villain one. Yeah, I'm
Okay.
folding villain one calls. Just it's
I see.
like that hand that we showed when I had the king high flush draw, and I assumed my flush outs were dead. I was wrong, but I'm not gonna call when I pretty much have a gutter.
So we may not get him in there, but we definitely get villain 1 in there with whatever his world was.
Yeah,
Right.
I mean, honestly, the stronger
Villain 1.
range you would
Then
think
it's
would
easier
be
for villain 1.
villain 4, right?
Because if villain 1 does fold, then you do call with your flush draw, right, Brian?
Yeah, most likely.
Right.
Because
So
he's not bet three betting
right.
with a flush draw. Now the
Yeah.
other guy might have a gutter plus a flush. No, then I wouldn't. If he has a gutter plus a flush draw, then I wouldn't want to fold either because he can't have a gutter plus a flush draw with,
With a bigger flush.
King high or
yeah,
a big flush.
Yeah.
yeah. So then I maybe, yeah, that's
Yeah.
tough.
But the idea is it looks like the smaller bet gets at least one call.
Yeah. I would think. But then again, it's kind of one of those spots. I would think like if you're calling another 10, well, you're probably calling another 14. You know what I mean?
There is a number. There is a number.
Right, there is. And obviously I found that number.
Yeah.
Although this might have just been he thought I was stabbing, especially with the small size.
Yeah.
That he's just stabbing here. I'll stab and I'll try to steal it from him.
Yeah.
And but then again, like this is the one that just what
Yes.
the hell is he calling with that now has like even better pot odds because he's closing the action
Mm-hmm.
that he
Yep.
can't, double call.
Yep. So one possibility, misclick. The other possibility, he meant to call and he got timed out. So those are always possible. Now, when you bet the
True.
2450 before anything else happened, did I whine about it being too big before or after they folded? If I did it before, then I stand by it. If I did it after, then I might be full of shit.
He did it after. I think when I made the bet, you liked the size.
Okay, then I'm full of shit. All right, moving on.
We'll have to go to the replay to find out for sure.
I'll check.
All right. So next, don't know why the hell this is in here.
Let's find out.
Because I win 28 cents.
All right. How does that happen? Oh, okay. Right, this is why. Do you ever bet? You're gonna okay. So you're gonna go and
I know. Maybe we'll see.
yeah. Okay.
I think this was a spot. I know why this is in here now. I remember because this was a spot where, like, can I ever go for thin value? Should I go for thin value? Um,
Oh, I have
Oh yeah.
I know how to play this river. Okay. So here's how you play this river. If you go with it with our exercise for the next 2 weeks and say that you are a much better player than you are, a much better player goes for thin value and folds to the raise.
yeah,
Can't fold,
that's kind of.
if
Oh,
you
go
can't
ahead.
if you can't fold to a raise, you probably can't bet here. But if you can fold to a raise, you can bet.
Yeah, and I think that's one of those spots where I maybe need to find because I think this looking at it now, this is definitely a bet fold.
Yeah.
But I think like I checked here planning to call anything he bet.
Yep. That's okay too.
Um, but is what it is. I don't know that he would have called the bet anyways. Maybe because he called
Maybe.
a naked five there.
Well, he had a
Oh
gut
no,
shot.
he had a gutter ball.
Had a
He
gut
had a
shot.
gutter ball.
And he blocked and he had a six of clubs, which blocks your flush from coming in if you're on a flush draw. It's one
Yeah.
less.
Okay, I win a pot here. And this hand will get a little funky because I think on this day, like there wasn't a ton of traffic. So like one of those hands was that we saw was 50 NL, one was 30 NL. This is 10 NL.
Okay. I'm not adjusting my play between the two. I think this is a better fold than a call.
Yeah, probably. There was a reason. Oh, because I looked to my left, and neither of these players are very squeezy. And I think if I have to, I think this player is really punty. If this is the player I'm thinking about, the hand I'm thinking about.
All right, so stop for a second. In the comments, Larry says fold because Larry is right and plays perfectly all the time. And Bub says three bet, and I want to say not a three bet here, and this is why. The king seven is one of your three bet bluffs, but you do it against the guy's opening range, and his opening range is filled with all kinds of insta folds because he has bluffs. A lot of his insta folds didn't raise the limper. So his range is probably stronger than a standard hijack range. It probably doesn't contain the insta folds, and that I think makes our king seven not profitable as a three bet. And I think that makes this the best thing to do here is fold. You called and you got the best result, which is I think having that other guy call along because you have an implied odds hand. So let's have multiple players in there. Great.
Yeah. So we get a
That's
decent flop. I'm in position, second nut flush draw.
I like it.
Kind of spread out board, like not super connected.
Your hand is believably strong.
Yeah. And what action do we get? Oh, check.
Yeah.
So I bet small.
Sure.
And reason I bet small, we have, 16 opportunities, has not check raised yet. Has check raised 5 times in 65 opportunities.
Right.
Well, you don't care if they get check raised. You're calling a check raise as long as it's reasonable and
Depending,
size.
size dependent. If someone, check raise is huge, I might have to consider pitching, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
But our argument in the last time when we had this argument for betting big on a board with draws doesn't apply here. Plus, we have a draw. Even better.
Yes.
But I think your size is perfect, and I think your bet is perfect.
Yeah, I dig it. And call from the limper, original razor folds.
Right.
Brick and check. And here I think I check because I just don't know. I mean, he has to have something, and we'll see. I bet there. I get to see a free river card,
Yeah.
see if I can realize my equity, and then if I miss, I can still bluff him off, maybe.
Little. Well, you don't have to bluff them off. This is good. Yeah. Your bluff off.
And we get a pretty good river card.
Yeah. So one thing on your bluff off, which is also realize that your hand when the river comes a blank and you bet it, your hand looks a lot like what it is.
It's flush draw.
So you're gonna your bluffs are not gonna work as often, and probably will have to be bigger, and still might not work as often. But who cares? We have a flush.
All right. So what happens? He donks for half pot into my made flush.
Raise and fold to a jam.
Yep, and I think that was my plan. Was this is a raise fold. I don't know how much I love my sizing on the raise. Not terrible, but definitely not great, right?
What do you want to go to? Do you want to be just like a little bit bigger, like 36? Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe
High 30s.
34, 32, somewhere in that range, a little bit bigger,
Yeah.
but still small enough that if he jams, I can get away.
Yeah.
Um, and he calls,
And you win.
and he has the straight.
Oh, great.
So let's talk about the turn.
So he
So-
checks, actions on me.
Yeah. You have I think this can fall into your double barrel arsenal here.
Let's take a look at that.
I
Yeah.
think you've got a hand
Okay, what is
that can double barrel at times. I mean, you can argue he's got a pretty strong hand. He called a bet in a multi-way pot. And I was thinking this before I saw his combo, but I think I like applying additional pressure on turn.
Yeah. I mean, my thing is here, so like
Especially he's a limp caller. He's got a limp call range, right? So he doesn't have trappy overpairs. He doesn't have the
right, he
best
doesn't even really
reads.
have probably
He does-
queen. He might have queens or nines because he's a 30-7 or 35.
I think, well, sure. He also might have aces, but I mean, I think he's lacking a lot of his best to queen X and a lot of it. Like, I don't think he has ace queen or king queen. So I think you want to, against this range, considering pre-flop action, I think you're in a position where you get to apply additional pressure on turn.
All right.
You know, and then also being results oriented. Yeah, I could probably go for another B33 here.
I
So
would
what?
I would go bigger. I would
Size up a little
I'm
bit.
trying to generate a fold from hands that are better. I'm trying to generate a fold from his
King
5x.
Jack. That's better.
So I would like a pot bet here. I mean, I think this hand I think might even allow overbets here.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can't. I mean, when you get called though, you're screwed. You
Of
have
course,
nothing. You have
it's not
nothing
going
to
to
do on
work
the
every
river.
time. Not every play is going to work every time, and that's fine. But I think that you're in
Screwed.
a
I do
position
still
here.
have equity if the flush comes in.
Yeah, I
And
think
then
you're
if
in a
it
position here to
bricks,
give.
I shut it down, right? So I go like
I mean,
B150
his
here.
origin range is very wide, right? He's a limp caller.
Right.
So let's apply additional pressure on turn.
Yeah, I just want to see. Um, he never check raises, so that's we know that he's not check raising. But I guess it's still a small enough sample size that he might not have had two pair that got bet into or a sat where he has something to check raise the flop. Oh, this might be. Oh, it was only once, but I think in game I might have been looking at. It looks. I mean, in this line, he opts to check raise turn more often than is the only reason I can think I check back there because usually that's not a spot I would check back.
Yeah, I don't think check backing is horrible. I mean, it's a common play to want to realize your equity, but I think that one option that you can put into your arsenal here is to apply additional pressure.
Yes.
I like the double
Yeah,
barrel too.
yeah, you're probably right. If I go like a B150 up to like 36 here,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what are we trying to get? What are we trying to get to fold here?
So
Every
let's talk. I mean, so his origin range here is, I mean, this is like a big
I
blind
gave
range,
I
but
gave them big blind range. So here are the two examples we can look at. We can't see um we can't see the turn because we didn't pay for the turn this month. But on the flop, the closest thing we have, because remember this was a limped pot, is we put him into the big blind. So this is a
well, it wasn't
raise.
a limped pot. He limped
He limped. No,
low jack raised
right. That's what I'm saying.
or
Is
hijack raised.
yes, what I meant was there was a limper in the pot, so we can't actually do this in Prometheus. So the closest thing that I got was I put the limper in the big blind there. And we are last to act, which is weird because we don't get King 7 here. So when we check on this board, our King 7 of diamonds in this position does some betting, does some checking. So this is fine. And it just shows us that in the three-way, this hand is bettable. Okay. Then this analysis here, because this won't give us the turn, so we don't have any turn information. This analysis here, we just raise the big blind, we raise the button where, I'm sorry, we raise the hijack, which has a king 7 in it, and he calls the big blind, which has a king jack in it. So not the worst origin range,
Right.
and our big blind. And then when this flop comes, our king 7 of diamonds can bets a fair amount of time. It does bet small sometimes, it bets big more. And when we bet small and he calls us on this check, we continue with the king 7 of diamonds about this often. So
Okay.
lots of betting. The check is not a mistake. And the bets are all sizes. So Larry's idea,
yeah.
I
I
have
think
enough
you can
equity.
add this to your arsenal.
Yeah, we have a flush draw and an overcard. We didn't pick up a straight draw, but we still have a flush draw and an overcard. That's a lot of equity. We can push it, and you're not wrong to check it. To realize both are right. Neither of these sims is close to exactly right as to what these guys are. The ranges aren't exactly the same, and like that.
Right.
But I do want to point
I'd
out.
be kind of interested to see in peak if
Yeah.
we go button raise, run the same sim, but button raise, big blind call.
Button raise, big blind call. This is queen 9-5. Is that
Queen
right?
9-5 with the queen of diamonds, 9 of diamonds, 5 of hearts.
Yes, queen of diamonds. Nine. There we go. Queen 9-5. He checks. Here we are with our king 7. All of the king 7s bet, which is interesting. That just a king is enough to bet this flop. The king 7 of diamonds is happier. The king 7 of hearts are happier.
Yeah, and the king 7 actually likes a pot size. King 7 of diamonds.
Right, but
I guess they all kind of go about the same.
right. But this is also in a heads up pot.
Right.
Not this. But yeah, so there we go. And if we bet this, and we did do the small bet, so we bet small. He called. Turn is the 4 of spades. He checks. And in this configuration, the king 7 again really likes to bet, and the check is not a mistake.
Yeah, the king 7 really likes the overbet of diamonds.
Yeah, it really likes to push.
Yeah.
Now, but I want to point out one other thing as long as we're here, which is let's ignore the limper for a second and give the cutoff, not even the hijack range. The cutoff is cutoff range. We don't like to call with king 7. We 3-bet or fold.
No, we don't.
Yeah, so I think
And what about versus hijack? Just to
that's
see if that changes.
even
Because
worse.
the hijack,
Even more. So against the hijack
well, the
range,
king 7's almost a pure fold.
yeah,
Slivers.
yeah, sliver. It's just not. And against the low jack, you're just where against the low jack, you're on the button. You just, yeah. So don't love the initial call for those reasons, and the other and the idea that, and notice by the way, he's not in the cutoff. He 3-bet from the hijack, so a normal hijack range. The button against a normal hijack range, the button doesn't love the king 7 bluff that Bub found, although it exists. And then against his, do we really believe that he has these this part of his range in the 3-bet land? Is he 3-betting king 5? Not 3-betting. Is he squeezing king 5 suited, ace 5 offsuit, and these? I think
Yeah.
not. I don't think he is.
You're correct.
So it's worse. Anyway,
Probably should have just been a fold.
just fold. Yep, just
All
fold.
right,
and
I'm gonna get on my high horse here. This is, I think, one of the best
All right, I'm gonna stop.
tweets by Tom Bosey's ever put it out.
Okay.
You want me to grab it again?
Yeah, I mean, we can go over it. It's very nerdy, but
Sweet. Here we go.
essentially it just comes down to the fact that the way you make money in poker is you play disciplined pre-flop. That's
Yeah.
how you make money. I mean, if you look at this tweet, it's all about essentially superimposes winning players against their VPIP,
Mm-hmm.
compares and contrasts, and the strongest correlation for winning player is their disciplined pre-flop.
Yep. The lower the free
Need to work on it.
VPIP, the more money you make.
Yeah, I mean, you just better hand these motherfuckers, dudes. That's all you do.
Yep.
Let's see what we got up next.
Okay.
Ooh, I lose a pot with ace king.
Oh boy.
Let's take a look.
Yes.
Obviously, we know what I'm doing here.
Yay. Let's do it.
I hope. Let's see if I do.
Yay.
I do. We all dig the sizing?
Love the size. Happy for 9.5 is also okay. 10 is also okay. All those are fine. I like all these.
And we get a cold call
Right.
from this player.
And his VPIP is
Ooh.
31. What's his percentage of calling raises? Do we have it? Calling pre-flop raises? Pre-flop.
Cold call 3-bet plus.
Yeah. No, just call I just want to know is call any raise.
Oh, call
Cold call
any
34%. Okay. That's high. All right. Good enough.
limp.
Yeah. Okay. So his
Should
range is
limp
not
and call. Well, limp and call too is 75. So, anyways, I think I don't know how to make this go away. There it goes, the control. Okay, so this is still 10 NL.
Yeah.
So still really bad. Well, not still, it's they're jumping, hands are jumping around. So we go 3 ways. Not a terrible flop. And then we'll see what happens. Check, check, as they should to the 3-better.
Hmm.
Let's see what size I go. I'm obviously betting here.
Hmm.
I check. Huh.
I don't hate the check. And a bet of 10 is fine too.
Yeah.
You have a combo draw, so you can easily call. You have a combo draw and the second nut, so you can easily call if somebody check raises you. They
Yes.
probably won't.
Okay,
And
so let's go ahead.
yeah, um, and when you get called by a heart, by a singleton heart, this hand went raise 3-bet there. Yeah, the ace of hearts could easily be represented in either of their hands. So yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine with the bet. I'm fine with your check. That's me.
And an even better turn card. Maybe.
That's
Not the greatest turn card ever, but not terrible,
good
right?
card.
So let's see what happens. Check, check. So I
Got it.
think at this point I have to start betting, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So let's see what sizing I go with.
You have the best hand and the best draw here.
I went with a B66, it seems.
Okay.
Um, and a fold and a check raise from the original raiser.
You're
You,
being offered 25%, and what is behind?
oof.
He's got 82 behind. Obviously, I'm fairly deep.
I mean, does he ever hold the ace of hearts here? Sometimes, right?
Easily.
Sometimes.
Both the ace of
Which
No.
probably ahead when it's just the ace of hearts.
I mean, we're gonna put another 30 in there. Yeah, he raised me by 30. So we're gonna put another 30. So pot is gonna go to 122. So he's gonna have like an SPR of 0.65, right?
So the pot's
So I
now 92 after his check raise, right?
yeah, but then I'm obviously not folding here, right? So we know
No,
that.
not obvious. It's not obvious you don't fold here. I'm
Really?
saying you do fold, but it's not obvious. I think Brian can make an argument for a fold here, and I think Sam can make an argument for a fold here, and I can imitate either of them if you want.
A live game check raise on the turn is incredibly underbluffed. They will check their absolutely nutted hands looking for something like this.
Yeah, but what about our draw? It's really about our draw now.
Well, I'm saying they're nutted hands, so like some of the
Unless
only
he
hands
has
that'll be
ace X
slow
of
played
hearts
here.
where he's already
Yeah,
made.
that's what I'm saying is, I mean, it's a
Okay.
tough spot. I mean, the thing is like
It is a tough spot.
you're drawing dead or you're way ahead. Those
Or
are the options.
no, there's one other option here. You're drawing dead, or you're ahead, and he has the draw because he can do this with the naked ace of hearts, and his
That's
naked ace
true.
of hearts is often better than your ace, is often worse than your ace king. Ace of hearts queen can be here. Ace of hearts 9 probably doesn't call the 3. Oh my God, wait a minute. No, this is worse. You are the only offsuit ace that you are expecting to be ahead of here is ace queen because you expected him to fold ace 9 offsuit pre-flop to your 3-bet. Therefore, he has ace 10, ace jack, ace queen, probably not ace king. The ace 10, all of those beat you except for the ace queen, and the fact that he has the ace of hearts, that's really annoying.
Also, if you check the flop, right?
Yeah, checked
We
around.
checked the
So
flop.
when you check the flop, all of his bluffs are probably going to start on the turn and not going to be check raised. At least against like a standard rec player, it's going to be
Yeah.
it's likely going to he's likely going to come out and bet when he has the ace of hearts here,
Right.
not
So
check
this
raise
is
here. This is
one
just under
thing I'm
bluffed.
looking at here too. So this is a pure 10 NL player who is losing at 25 big blinds per 100.
Well, that's good.
Um,
That kind of makes me
so
want to fold even more. He's very bad.
and he is under fold. Man, I don't know. I don't hate his under. I mean, my fold to 3-bet is 0. So, but granted, it's probably not because it's 10 NL. I've only been in this session. I've only been 3-bet
Yeah.
once. So
And you
Is
didn't
he?
fold.
He's folding zero ace X of hearts
no,
pre-flop.
yeah.
Just like
Um,
most likely, he's probably folding almost none. Maybe
Oh,
like ace six
and
of hearts.
gotcha. I mean, if he opened ace, you're saying if he opened ace of hearts, 7 of spades, that he called the 3-bet. That's what you're saying, Brian?
No, no, no. I'm saying all of his suited aces are not.
Oh, right.
Maybe none
Yes.
of his suited aces are folding.
Right, absolutely, 100%. Yeah, so yeah,
No, at fold to 3-bet 40. I mean, he's folded 12 times versus 27 3-bets.
that's a lot.
Yeah,
It
so he's
is.
folding maybe a little bit tighter than he should be to 3-bets. We can always look at fold to 3-bet after raising. Um,
I'm not
from
convinced.
the under the gun EP, he's
1 and 4.
folding 20.
Okay.
So he's actually folding more of his folds are coming from his late position steal attempts when he gets 3-bet.
Yeah. So looking at this, you if when the queen comes when the queen comes, you can't feel good about your straight.
I remember this hand now. That's I laugh when you say when the queen comes.
When the queen comes, you can't feel good about your straight. When the king comes, you can't feel good about your two pair. When the heart comes, you can't fold, but you are not confident. And when he has a flush that is under yours, those are two more of the heart cards you need to realize your king of hearts. You don't have 9 outs for your king of hearts. You have 7. None of them, you have one clean out, the ace of hearts, which is even not clean against his ace 10. Just saying. But
He's 10, ace jack, pocket tens, pocket jacks. If
yeah,
the ace of hearts comes, there's really nothing
I
that
don't,
I like on the, there's nothing
Ace of
other than
Hearts
like a
isn't bad.
two of spades and it goes check, check.
yeah,
That's
exactly. I don't know that. Yeah. And by the way, I don't know that he check raises a set here that he didn't bet on the flop, that he didn't bet on
I
the
was gonna
turn.
say,
He
yeah,
bet it
Ace of Hearts. Ace of Hearts is really good because he's never checking
the
when
flop
there's a
with the
flop.
card.
Yeah, he's not checking a set on the flop and then
Right.
checking it
No.
on the turn again.
Yeah. If he had a set, he didn't check. He didn't go for a check raise with it on the turn. He bet it on the turn
Hmm.
against your singleton hearts. He did not hope to get this with two players. So
that's true.
yeah. So
Ace of Hearts isn't bad.
I don't think he has I don't think he has a set. I think that he has the ace of hearts here more often than you want him to. I don't guarantee he has the ace of hearts. And when he has an ace, he's got two pair
Yeah,
pluses. He has some flushes.
true.
So in all
Also,
reality, even with these pot odds, the more we talk about it, the more and more this is just a fold.
Yeah, I like
very close.
yeah.
The
What do
more
you?
we talk about it, I mean, I'm getting what 4-1 to break even. Because
I
pop's
mean,
going to go
every.
up to 120. I got to call 30 for a pop that's going to go to 120. Well, it's right there, 25%. Yeah. So, I mean, even at those odds, there's just nothing I really like.
No.
Because if he's check
It's,
raising ace X of hearts, I'm cooked. If he called me with ace X of hearts suited, I'm drawing dead.
Hmm.
the other thing is,
Um,
if he plays the Ace of Hearts this aggressively, what does he do on the river?
Jams.
Yeah, and what do you
right.
do? I
I
mean,
have
can
to
you?
fold the river. I can't call.
Yeah, so if it's
I
the naked
can't
Ace of
call a
Hearts,
brick
you're in
on the river.
yeah, you're in a terrible spot
He
when
might
they.
might not jam the river because remember he doesn't have to bluff. If he's got the naked ace of hearts, it's not like he's got the naked ace of hearts draw. He does have top pair. He could check with showdown when you
True.
call. But again, a lot of his naked ace of hearts,
Or
except
two
for the
pair.
ace queen, are two pair. So yuck. Now we have to
Right.
throw in
Unless
one
he's
more
ever
thing.
making this move with like queen with the queen of hearts. Although I really don't think
Mhm.
he is because he's actually four betting fairly aggressively pre. So I
No,
don't think he ever gets here with queens.
you have an ace here all the time, and people are not in the business of trying to get people to fold aces.
Right.
I can tell you, I'm not in the business of getting people full
Right.
aces.
And
Yeah.
then
The
last,
more
let's throw one other thing. If he's losing at 25 big blinds per 100, he also could be doing some random shit that we're not looking at.
right.
He could be doing some random crazy shit. But I don't want to depend on random crazy shit at 47 big blinds. Anyway, let's see what
Yeah.
happens.
All right. So I call.
All right.
Um and I get my queen.
Hooray, you have a queen.
Mm,
Now
okay,
And
you beat all his two pair. That's good.
he jams.
there it is.
He has at least a king.
Flush.
Yes.
Probably a flush. He has a
Just
And
flush.
I call here because I remember this hand and it was a WTF at the reveal.
Queen nine. He had a straight open and a straight flush draw.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean, he happened to not have the ace,
right,
but
right.
fuck.
Yeah.
And yes,
So a heart
Queen
was
of Hearts
well,
was live. Your Queen of Heart, King of Hearts was live, but how many hearts were left out there? You had 7 outs to win.
right.
Nice,
Six
man.
outs.
Six,
Uh,
Six outs.
6 outs.
and on the river, could anyone tell me a bluff he can have here?
No, he's got like 0.
No.
That's an insane bluff. I make some stupid ass plays. I'm never
Yeah,
making
there's no
that
bluff.
play.
But I think this player is also bad enough that he might jam maybe ace queen, ace 10, ace jack.
Against the
I,
one.
I should have folded the turn when it all comes down to it. When he check raises that turn, it is so underbluffed.
Yeah, but if he has ace queen ace jack, I mean, he just doesn't take this line. He doesn't come out. He doesn't check raise a turn. He
Oh, he
comes out
does.
and don't and bets.
Right.
So he just doesn't have two pair. He has flushes, and every once in a while he has the naked ace of hearts that has a lot of equity.
Right. It was a pure fold. That was a blunder hand.
I mean,
Do you think he
I
never?
think against it.
Oh, go on,
Go
Brian.
ahead.
I was just saying, do you
I
think
mean,
population never? Do you think population with exactly Ace of Hearts, 10 of Spades, Ace of Hearts, Jack of Spades doesn't check raise the turn sometimes?
I mean, if you look at it like this, the way that most players they let fear guide them in most ways, whether it's that they don't like there's certain times that they're too passive because of it, but they're also too aggressive because of it as well.
Okay.
And that they're terrified of getting outdrawn when they have two pair, top
Yeah.
two pair, and they're terrified of not getting paid.
Right.
So he just donks that turn like every time. Or leads, what is it called? A turn probe or whatever. He
Yeah, the
is
probe's the
lead,
turn.
yeah, with two pair.
Right.
But
But
he's
I think
just
there's a
so strong here with the flush that
there's a
he's hoping for a bet or
yeah, he puts you on a. So here's the thing: when you don't bet the flop on this board, he puts you on exactly Ace King. Sometimes Ace Queen. That's what he puts you on when you don't bet this flop. So when he is sitting there with the Ace of Hearts 10, Ace of Hearts Jack, then maybe on that turn he does check raise you because he's not afraid of a card coming off Brian that hurts him because he has the nut flush draw.
yeah. I agree that this is possible with the nut flush draw,
Yeah,
like with
that's
with
specifically
the ace of hearts.
for the Ace
Like
of Hearts.
that's
Yeah,
then we
yeah,
get to the river and does he ever jam
he's
the
zero
river
bluffs
with
there.
two pair?
No,
no,
never.
never, not with
Absolutely
it,
not.
not with it.
Right.
Especially when they put you on ace king every time.
He put you
Right.
in two hands, Ace King and Ace Queen. He's not jamming Ace Jack or Ace 10.
Right. Okay, well let's see on to the next. Ooh, I lose a really big pot here at 50 NL.
All right. I should not look to
Let's
see.
see how I do it.
Yeah. Next time, don't tell us whether you lose because we may have also been a little bit, since we knew you lost that last time, we might have been a little cute.
Oh, I actually
And
didn't know you lost.
yeah. So don't tell us whether you
When
lose.
you can look on the screen, I guess you
No,
can
but we don't.
glance up and see.
Yeah, but I don't glance up.
Okay, we have a limp. We have a raise from a 39 18 27 who never ever folds to three bets.
You,
Wide versus wide.
not so wide. You can fold here if you want.
I probably could.
Yeah. This is not wide versus wide because because the small blind is not
Oh,
raising into
this
nothing.
is why
It's
I
true.
called. Because this guy is 67-15. Grant, I don't have a ton of hands, but
That's
he's already lost at least one buy-in.
Yeah, that's good. You're going to be in the sandwich, which is not good, but you're going to have position against the real hand, and so that is good. Okay.
Yeah, and this guy obviously he barrels. He's 100. He has
Yeah.
continued. When he bets, he just continues barreling off
Yeah.
and he folds. So now I have position. Okay.
Position. Yep. Yeah. Position in an overinflated pot that you would have called king nine with. Great.
Got the worst flop of all time.
Oh my God.
Worst. Absolutely trash with a super high C bet flop.
You should probably just fold.
If you lose
Yeah.
this, you should lose a lot of money. All right, here we go. Let's go.
Well, I'm going to lose a lot of money.
All right, call. Easy call.
Yep. Easy call.
Easy call. Ace.
Ace. Great card, I think. Because now all of his ace king, ace queen, he's got a pair.
Yeah. Yeah.
He
checked.
checks. Huh.
So
Wonderful.
So this feels like he hasn't. This feels like he has a pair and not an ace. So
Yeah. Wonderful.
Um, do we ever think about the sizing on the flop by him? Is it like, or does it not really matter? It's like normal sizing
Go back to the flop.
I didn't think about it. Maybe I should have.
because it's a paired board, right? I mean, I personally would be in a tournament pretty scared to bet like half pot on this board because I know the guy in position could have a 9.
Right.
Yeah, but they are gonna overstab. So
Yeah, but
He's also
but,
he's
but
c betting almost every time.
yeah, he's gonna see bet everything. So he has air here over pairs, ace X, king. He's got basically anything still, especially
Yeah.
with the
I mean, I'm
39.
looking at his c bet. He's c betting 83% of the time.
Yeah.
okay, and yeah, I personally would just, so if I was in his shoes, I would choose a smaller sizing. That's all I'm saying. So if you are not scared about that, that's fine.
No, we're not scared about that.
Okay.
And then we won't be scared till we get raised.
They set the
I
stops.
think I really have any raises with the king nine here. It's just too. There's no draws. There's nothing. The only thing I can represent is a nine.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Or
Uh,
you are c betting way too often, so I'm going to raise you because you should, in theory, you're going to miss this way more than you hit it. But why would I do that when I actually have the value? I don't want a fold.
It's so
Yeah.
hard for you to find a
Yeah,
dress
no. I
for you
wouldn't
to
I wouldn't raise.
here. Let's
And,
call.
and we would call a lot of other hands like
Yeah.
Jack 10 clubs, Jack 10 diamonds, Jack 10,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah. Let's call.
Jack 8. Yeah. Good.
I would
So
consider
anyway,
raising those hands.
Right. So
So
you have
now we get right the Jack 10 with the
Stuff
back
like that, I'm
doors.
gonna
I would
raise,
those
yeah.
are those are where my raises would come from.
right.
Yeah, I wouldn't call those. I would raise those against somebody that
Yeah, I'm
C-bets too
never
wide.
calling those just because of his super high C bet. I want to keep his bluffs in. And we can see he's 83.50, so he gets fairly honest on the turn.
And so just with that range, I just want to make sure everybody who's bluffing here also has no value in their raising range, but your opponent doesn't know that, right? Because you aren't raising.
I
You're
have no
not.
value. If I raise and if it goes bet raise 3 bet, it's instamuck. I have no intentions, even if he calls, I really have no intentions of carrying on unless like maybe I have Jack 10 of diamonds here and we get a diamond turn, right?
No, I'm with you there. No,
You
but
can
what I'm
carry
saying
them.
is this. I'm saying is that on the flop, the people who advocated for raising the 10 jack of spades, and I understand that, you did not also bet your 9 here. So you have an incredibly unbalanced range here filled with bluffs and no strong value. And that's
I'm
okay.
unbalanced as fuck.
Right. No, that's what I want to make sure of it, right? Oh, are you also raising your 9s here, Brian?
Um, if he bet bigger, I would raise my nines.
Okay.
If he didn't bet big, since
Thanks.
it's a big
Well-
size, but it's not big. Like if he bet like almost pot or close to it, I'm gonna raise, which sounds ridiculous, but because that's gonna filter a lot of his stronger hands in.
Right.
So
Because he's got pocket 10s and better when he bets there.
yeah, and I don't think they're capable of folding over pairs. So let's just make them play for it
All right.
before an ace comes off.
Good
Yeah,
enough. Okay.
he's balanced c betting, but he's being so unbalanced c betting. My exploit is I'm gonna raise with all of my bluffs and air, not all my air, but my air that has back doors,
Right.
and I'm just gonna call my value
Gotcha. Okay. Sounds
and
good.
keep his bluffs in.
Sounds good. So he bets, we call, we love this. On the turn,
Okay.
we want to size for what pocket 10s through kings would call with the ace there. We want to, and then on the river, we want to size for what an ace will call.
Yes.
So we don't,
So
yeah, we don't want to depend on an ace here. We want to get one more.
But he doesn't have an ace most of the time.
Right,
He
but
doesn't stop. He doesn't slow down on the turn after he hits an ace if he was bluffing on the flop with
so
nothing.
so
I
this
think
is
that,
one thing we can look at. Like he gets sort of honest on the turn,
Mhm.
but look at his turn check raise.
Hmm.
yeah. So yeah, so let's bet something around 9 to 14, 9 to 16. It's a pretty
I think
wide.
I might have blundered here.
No,
Oh, I went 14. I went like a
no,
B60,
yeah.
B66.
I think that might. I think pocket jacks might call one more bet with that.
I don't hate it. If he's got like a King X of diamonds, he just turn or Queen X something X. If he's got two diamonds, he turns some equity. He might try to at this point, check and hope maybe I check back or, try and realize his equity. He doesn't want to get raised here if I do have an ace. I don't know. But anyway, so I bet,
I want to put
if
out
he does have,
Bob wants you to go for it. Bob wants a check raise here, and I don't want to be check raised here. If I get check raised here, I'm not happy. Okay, going on. So he
and he
calls.
calls.
Perfect. This is perfect.
Okay, so now I'm like, well, what does he have? His range is probably either a weaker ace that, okay, I turn some equity, I can stop bluffing, or a diamond draw, right?
I believe he can have here, which sounds
I think.
crazy. He can have pocket
And we
aces.
get this, a
Yeah, I was gonna say
complete airball.
you're running into brick walls
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
showdown.
Yep.
So he checks again, and now I'm like, all right, now this is where I'm like, all right, what sizing can I go with?
What will an ace call? Not what will a
I think
king's call, because the kings and jacks are now folding to this bet too often because you can have an
right.
ace. So even though Brian says the guy doesn't have an ace, Brian says he never has an ace, and I think he doesn't have an ace all that often. But I think I think you should size for an ace now. What will an ace call?
I think an ace will call probably like a B50 to B66 range, maybe a little bigger.
I think a good ace will call $40 to $50.
So
For
let's see what I do.
a little
I
small,
go B75 ish,
right? And he jams.
and
Oh
I
shit.
get this check raise.
He has
Yeah, we
pockets
fold.
or pocket aces, he has pocket sevens, pocket aces, and ace nine most
And it's
often.
basically his sizing is a min click almost.
Fold,
Yeah,
fold, 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 snap fold.
he has a 9 beat.
Yes.
His singleton nines never stop on the turn. He only has nutted hands in air, but then it gets called on the turn. So what the hell can he have? I mean, I guess possibly he could have had an ace on the turn, possibly. I think it's unlikely, or ace nine, or pocket aces, or pocket sevens.
Yeah, he either played the pocket aces for you to have a 9, or
Right.
he backed into pocket sevens.
And I just snap folded onto the next hand, right?
No, of course
No,
not.
he calls.
Everybody calls here.
And he
Everybody
shows you ace nine.
gives you pocket sevens,
Pocket aces.
pocket
Yep,
aces. Okay,
there it
aces
is.
make sense. Aces make
See,
total
it's
sense.
never an ace. It was three
It was
aces.
not
Yeah,
an ace.
I was
well,
gonna
It was
say I knew
never
it
an
wasn't
ace.
one ace because
yeah,
one ace doesn't do that.
yeah. And the aces and it makes total sense of him playing it that way.
Yeah.
When if I would have just three bet pre, he would have four bet me. I would have folded and I would have lost a three bet.
Yep.
You would have folded. You should have jammed.
You also could have You also could have no, he's talking about pre-flop. You
I know.
also
I was kidding.
Oh, sorry. You also could have folded pre-flop. Is this right? This was the limp. This was over the limp raise, so it was closer to
Off
a two.
limp, small blind raised.
All
I
right.
called.
All right. So let me show you my little bit, my tiny argument here. All right, tiny,
Okay.
tiny argument. And by the way, this is not this is not. I don't think that your call is a huge mistake, but just here's something to consider. All right, let me share screen. We
Crappy
do
player.
right. We do not have GTO answers for what goes to a limp. So I'm going to acknowledge that right now. This is imperfect. So I'm going to look at a two big blind open. Okay. So what was the original limper from? What was his position?
Off.
Which was
Off.
cutoff. Okay. So there's the cutoff. Now, no, nothing's gone wrong. We're working on it. Here we go. Cutoff raises. Small blind three bet. Now let's look at the small blind's three bet range here and see if we think that this is similar to his raise of an ISO out of the small blind. I find this believable that this is the small blind's ISO range, raising an ISO range
Yeah.
with a few more calls here because he can complete, because against an ISO he can just complete. So he's got in his calling range, he's got a bunch of this, but I don't think that they're three betting. I don't think that they're ISOing all this stuff here. So might be a little bit, maybe let's go down to ace 10 here. So now against this, let's see what we do with this king range. If the king not, if it goes down, if this goes down to king 10, then I'm going to say that king 9 is okay because his range might be a little wider. But if this thing is sitting at king jack, king queen, or not even king queen, then I think that your king 9 is a mistake. I don't know what it is. Let's find out. There's the raise.
Some slivers of king 9
No
for a
calling.
4-bet.
No calling. These are bluffs. If you can't,
Yeah,
if you
there
can't
is zero cold calling.
right, zero cold calling, and so these are the hands, and the bluff. These are the bluffs of the hands, right? So calling with a hand that they could probably bluff is not so good. So yeah, I think your fold pre is even to this. Pretty good. Now,
Yeah, but this is kind of also I know it's imperfect. What
it's
about take a look at just I guess it's hard, the small blind open big blind response
the
is
problem.
probably
I need to get an inflated size on the small blind. I need the small blind to be
right. Yeah, you would
because
need to.
you paid
So
off
I can tell you
4.5.
looking at because I have printouts of the poker coaching implementable charts at my desk. And so a just straight blind versus blind.
Well, you're never folding
Um,
king suited there.
small blind response versus a big blind open is king 9 suited as a pure call.
Yeah, of course it is. Of course it is. Yeah, I mean yes, but that's also to a bet of three. What was his bet? 4.5 or four? Or five? How big was his raise? With his aces?
His open size was to 5.
Right. So that's to five. That's a big difference. So if we look at the five big blind range, which I don't have, you're going to see it different. But here, just an open here, we just where at least we go to 3.5 is our open. We call everything here. So yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's the fact that the small blinds range is this, and this is not his range under any circumstances, right?
Right.
Not his range. His range is closer to, all right, his range is closer to this. That's the closest I would get to his range. That this is wider than what we saw there from his. I would be surprised if he was raising wider than this against the limp because he can call so much. Against this, our big blind calls all that. So they're at three, but this is five. Okay, there we go. So we have used our imperfect tools to not have an answer. I think before this went wrong, I did say you could fold king 9 here. And yes, it's
Yes.
really, really hard to fold that river with trips. And yes, you are beat.
I say fold, but I would really struggle. I wouldn't love it, but I mean, it's screaming. That line is
Especially the
screaming.
min click is just so
I mean, it's really the check call turn isn't bad, and then once the rate, like, what do they check call turn that re-raises on the river?
Right.
nothing
Check
but
call,
value.
turn, check raise,
Yeah,
river.
it's just never anything but value.
Yeah.
Right.
Uh,
I mean, I said at best it's a nine. Like at your absolute best, it's like Jack nine suited, Queen nine suited, and you win. But I don't even think they go that crazy in that situation.
Right. I wish it would have been like a big boy, although I mean,
Bub, you had
I
a
don't know.
question? Bub, you had something you wanted to say.
yeah. Didn't we just bet so big he couldn't
Yes.
do anything else than min clicking, right? Because then he was all in already.
Huh.
I mean, his bet's terrible. He should have just jammed because there
Yes.
wasn't that much more. But
Yeah.
if he jams, are you more likely to fold?
But wait a minute. How much more money? No, he did jam because he didn't
Yeah,
jam
that is
jam
my question. There was
Oh.
nothing left, right? I mean, he
Yeah.
couldn't do
So
Oh,
anything
I thought
what
it was
Bub
else.
a
is
min
If he
saying
click.
raised,
is if I shape it different to where like I bet smaller turn, he calls, and then we get to the river, or I bet smaller on the river, but then we're going to the Affleck rule. Like
Yeah.
What did you bet? 40?
I
And he,
I like your size on the river. I think an ace calls you there sometimes. Not
yeah,
that you're
he
paying.
put me all in. I bet 40, which is barely
oh,
more
okay,
than a
okay,
min
okay.
click. I put half my stack, almost half my stack. So is this a spot where I just
yeah,
jam river?
no. Any
No,
so
because you have
I
you're
also
called by an
like your
ace.
bet sizing on the river. It's no problem. It's perfect because you will get caught by an ace, but you're just saying it's a min click. It doesn't really matter. After he raises you here, you're
Yeah,
Exactly.
I'm
toast.
wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not in a good spot in that situation.
But
I mean,
it's
I
a
was like,
really good value bet. Don't get me wrong. You value bet here, and then you have to realize, oh, he's probably better.
I was gonna say,
But
I don't think you play it wrong except for calling the river, and even on the calling the river is really fucking hard to fold.
It is. It's
yeah, I get it. But I don't like the explanation. It's like it's a min click, yeah, but you forced him to min click.
yeah.
So
That's true. I didn't look at it. I didn't see his stack.
Yeah, you're right.
I was looking at his stack of being 21.6 still.
Right.
but I still like the value bet. That's
Yeah.
my point.
Oh
So
yeah,
Now, by the way,
I would bet there.
did you bet 39? Did he leave you with two big blinds just to be a dick? Is that 39 point?
No, I wish you would have. I
Sorry.
probably would have folded to that.
I was 70. It was, yeah, good. He got John going. Okay, great. Um, but he didn't make his bet look big. He made it look as small as he could to make sure you were all in also. Um, and then Bub said, just going back something in the notes, Bub says, I go for 25%. This is on the turn, betting small, hoping for a check raise. And while I'm not folding to a check raise there, Bub, you were hoping for one. My thought was when he check raises the ace, when you can have a nine, as opposed to check calls, I get scared. So I'm not hoping to get
Yeah,
check raised.
I think a check
Turn.
raise on the turn would have been scarier than this.
Yeah.
What do we have next?
Yeah. All right. Don't look. Don't tell us. I'm not looking up in the corner
Standard open.
like that.
Okay, so this is 50 NL because I'm opening at 2.5 instead of 3.
Okay.
Um, anything smaller than 50 NL, just because people call so frequently, I open at 3 and 3.5 depending on who's in the blinds.
That makes sense. And that's also good for live play. 2.5 is too small for live.
Yeah. And I get 3 bet from a tight 3 better.
All right. Well, Boston.
And this is with 2K hands.
Yeah.
This guy has has a very low 3 bet frequency of 29 times.
okay,
What's the
question
three bet?
right
What's
here.
the three bet range? It'll show it to us. And then
Yep.
Bob, you go. Three bet range.
King, basically 5s plus, king, queen suited, and ace, king.
Okay, we can call.
Yeah, and my question would be, my first thought was like maybe against a tight player, I might even like a 4-bet. So if everyone else folding, just to get straight up clarification what hands he can have.
And then when he
So problem is,
Then he might call. He could have aces and we make a set. So that is one thing.
so problem with 4 betting there, in my opinion, is he has such a tight 3 bet range If he's only three betting 5% and zero folds to four bets, just because his three bet range is so tight, he's not ever folding to a four bet. We're just piling in more money out of position. I guess reduce SPR for when I make a hand.
And
You don't need to.
his pocket fives were probably either against the small blind. He was playing the big
Yeah.
blind.
They
And
were probably against like a small blind versus a button open or big blind versus a small blind steal attempt.
yeah,
You don't need to bet to figure out where you're at. You can figure that out after the flop.
yeah,
True.
Right.
yeah,
Yeah,
So
and
I
he's
so we
never
agree
folding.
this is
Okay.
just a call and evaluate, right?
yeah.
Absolutely. I'm not. I'm
And
not.
then the
It would be a
cold min
cute.
click four bet.
No, now it's a fucking fold.
Oh my God, the size of it.
It's
Oh,
fold.
get the hell
I
out
don't
of
know. I must have been trying to highlight a different hand. Because I did. I mean, snap folded.
here. Yay.
And then we saw this and it was bet fold. I must have just been trying to highlight a different hand and accidentally clicked this one. I don't know why that's in there. I'm sorry.
Well, to show the size of his four bet, that was unusual. That was a weird four bet.
Yeah, the cold four bet, min click, and then the
That's
snap
crazy.
fold.
Yeah,
I
I
love
like
your
it.
fold, Andy. That
I
was
like
very
it.
good.
Thank you. All right. Ooh, this one I was getting after it in this on this table.
By the way, I don't trust that his cold four bet min click is aces and kings only, and he's trying to to keep people in. It can also be stupid because people who do stupid things are stupid, and the four bet min click is a stupid way to do a four bet from out of position.
We don't really have a whole lot on this player.
Right.
It also
He's
reopens to the next
But
person.
but
That's
that's
part
not
of it.
why. But that's not why I want to fold. I think that he could have. I think that the small blind could have played this hand terribly with all kinds of nonsense. But when you call, the other guy's three bet range is uncapped still, and he
Yeah,
gets to
so
go top. He gets to re-pop it. You have got to fold there, and I love your fold.
yeah.
even a min
Um,
click cold four bet is not. I'm not loving it.
No,
Like,
no,
yeah,
yeah.
it could be a bunch of stupid shit, but it's
but
cold. Like, they're gonna call with a lot of stupid shit, not raise with a lot of stupid shit.
I'm with you. I'm with you. He does have a 51%. He is at 51% PFR, right? That what's the 50? What's the red 51?
This is number of hands. This
Oh,
is VPIP, and then this is PFR, RFI, and aggression. So PFR, RFI, aggression.
oh my God. So he's playing every hand, and he's playing them, and he's not open, and he's not raising most of them.
And this is his flop C bet, turn C
I
bet,
want
river C bet.
Okay, I want
So
to know.
he's just barreling.
Yeah, but the problem is he's willing to call 70% of his hands and only open 16. So he's if he was raised crazy, we would see it in those numbers, and we do not.
Right.
So yeah, he just missized his four bet.
So let's see what I do here. I was fairly new to this table. Let's see. I have a couple villains that I have some history with. And so I three bet, and I think I remember this hand. My three bet was specifically to ISO this player.
Great.
Um,
This hand is in the three bet range. It's a very not common one in for cutoff versus hijack, but it exists, and you went
it
for it.
is, yeah, it is super mergy. It's right on the edge. But it was very specifically because these guys were calling a lot. I wanted to ISO this
Sure.
player. I wanted to ISO this player from the button just calling.
Yeah. And just one thing here. When you said mergy, it's not mergy. It's just it is a low frequency three bet. It is a legitimate three bet, and you had a reason to do it this time. So good for you. I'm going to make sure it's a three bet at three big blinds, but but it is hijack raises cutoff. Yep, it's there
So,
50% of the time. Go for
and
it.
we get a cold call.
Ooh, let's flop a flush.
Oh, and look at this note. He's already cold called a three bet out of position with 9-3 suited spades and probed the turn on an ace queen 5-5 rainbow.
Excellent. Let's flop some and we can. All right,
Oh
this is
no! So that note, even though the stats are live,
Yeah,
And I miswrote that note. That note is actually from this hand.
great.
Oh, so I thought it would show the notes as they go live too, but apparently your notes are
Yeah,
all-time notes.
yeah.
So I think I checked this back here. Multi-way.
What
I
happened?
have top pair weak kicker
Yep.
with a cold call with open 3-bet cold call. I don't see any reason to bet here.
We can make one up, but I think the check is better.
Anybody think otherwise, and we can talk, or let's power through.
Yeah, there are there exist draws there that you would want to get value from. I think your check is better. If you get
All
called,
right.
you are usually behind. That's the problem. And you
So now
don't.
we see a board pairing 5 of hearts.
That's
Now
good.
we have a double flush draw, paired board, and a small probe,
Okay.
a
Oh,
call.
okay. Joey says this is a fold. On the
Yes,
GTO.
and I'm pretty sure I call here.
I would struggle to fold here, but Joey says this.
Um, and mainly I don't know. I mean, this dude's a 52-0-0.
Mhm.
Sorry, a guy was coming to fix my washing machine. What did you do on the flop?
Checked it back.
Checked it back? I wouldn't
Checked.
fold yet.
Yeah.
And this guy, like I said, Superstation will call down, and I mean literally,
Yeah.
I have enough hands. I've seen this guy call down. If I were to click, I'm almost positive who this is. Has called down pocket deuces on terrifying boards. Like he
Then
doesn't fold pairs.
then call, but realize that you're playing that you're when you win this hand, you chop it a lot.
Yes. And I'm okay with calling here to assess, see what happens on the turn. So I call.
Mhm.
We get a heart turn and check, check. Do I ever have thin value here? Or is this just a super clear check and pray?
Check and pray.
Ah, yeah, check.
Check. And we have 9 cold called a 3-bet with 9-3 of spades.
That's funny.
And like I said, never folds pairs.
Right. So if you bet on this river, the 9-3 folds, you get no value from that, and the tens probably fold.
No, he calls.
Oh well, okay. All right, good enough. I think it's fine that you didn't get value on the river here. I think the fact that you
Yeah,
got
I think that's just too thin of a spot multi-way. If it goes maybe he bets, he folds, I call the turn, then I can start thinking about
okay.
maybe going for some super, super thin value.
But here's the problem with your thin value. Your real value there is getting him off an ace for a chop. And to do that, you have to bet big. And do you really want to bet big
Right,
in this hand?
right. And that's
You gotta, you've got to turn top pair into a bluff, and you've got to bluff a
I
flush.
think even in game it was like a snap check. Like there was not really any decision. I don't think
Yeah,
can make any case to go for value here. I think it's just a check and pray.
yeah,
Do we ever really want to try and make somebody fold top pair?
yeah.
Not all the
If there's
time.
ever a board to do it, it's this one.
But you don't. But remember, against top pair, you don't care whether he calls or not. It's you lose some rake. Big deal.
Right. And in reality, I mean, if there ever is a board to try and fold out top pair, this would be the one to do it. You know, the flush draw comes in, it's a paired board. This guy leads when the board pairs, and that's part of I'm like, well, he could have just been scared of the flush, but he's never folding trips.
Never folding a five. So you got the size you have to bet to try to get an ace to fold is kind of suicidal against the five.
Okay.
And
Let me see if there's any big pots left.
oh,
Just one that I
we
lose.
don't have to see big mistakes. We can see small mistakes. That's fine.
I'm trying to see if there's any big pots that I win. There's just a big pot that I lose with kings. We can take a look since we're running out of time. Well, maybe 2 more hands.
Sure, that works.
Oh, this is 10 NL, so this is a big pot.
Yeah. Big pot alert.
Big pot alert. So What do we think about the call here? Do we like
Yes.
uh,
You
a
can
three bet or do we prefer the call? And
both.
I can tell you, I'm almost positive the reason I flatted here is because this dude just doesn't fold to three bets. He hasn't been three bet in the button yet, but he doesn't really fold to three bets. So I just don't want to bloat a pot out of position against a player who's not folding any. Maybe that's fear based. Maybe I need to get over that.
But you want to also have a protected calling range, and usually you do that with on your aces with either ace 6, 7, and 8, 8, 7, 8, 9, ace 8, 9, 10 in that range. I probably would rather do this with I would rather call here with a 6, 7, 8, 9 and raise the 10, but I'm fine with it with you drawing your line at 10. If you did this
Okay,
at
and
jack,
coincidentally, I just pulled it up really quick while we were talking on the poker coaching GTO pre-flop charts. Ace 10 suited, big blind versus a button raise is actually a pure call.
yeah, and the ace jack is a raise and the ace 9 is a raise. Is that how they do it?
No, ace 8, ace 9, ace 10 are pure calls. Ace jack mixes, ace 7 mixes,
Gotcha. And then the lower,
with a sprinkle of three bet. Ace 6 is pure call. All of the suited aces are going to see the flop
yeah, that's great.
unless they get four bet.
Yeah,
Ace 5 is almost a pure three bet.
yep,
2, 3, and 4 pure call. So, and then obviously queen and ace queen ace king suited both three bet.
that's great. Yeah, that makes sense.
So
Yeah, I got no problem with this at all.
we get a really boring flop, and he kind of has a little high on the but he c bets small. He's a little high on it. And this is something I'll actually a lot of times. So he's folding the check raise 50%. So I know, and I mean, just by the 68 alone, I know he's c betting and he has a wide range. Like he could have some threes, but
You can check raise him here if you want to.
and I elect to call instead.
You have showdown.
Okay,
And that's kind of,
I personally like the call here. I prefer it over the raise. I would raise with ace 10 or spades,
There
an
you go.
example.
Yeah, yep. Give yourself the secondary backdoor. Okay.
For once, I agree with that. I would rather do it with a spade, heart, or diamond.
Yes.
and then we get an eight of clubs. And he goes B50. This is probably where the wheels start to come off.
Now is a good time to fold.
Yes. But I don't. I go with a small size check raise.
I would use a
Great.
bigger size to achieve what you're trying to achieve.
I think
Right.
this will work. He will call with his better hands and fold his worse hands. So that
Yep. And with, I mean,
True.
he has an 89% see after he bets the
Yeah.
flop, he follows up on the turn 89%. So he's still on this board. He still has way more air than he has value.
yeah,
And
Okay,
that's what I was thinking in game.
sure.
I would say calling here is still better, but I mean, maybe against population or people, it's better to raise here just to win the pot right now. But overall, he could still have ace 5. I mean, if he's going to barrel, your ace 10 is golden here. You still have shot on, so you could call.
Which means I should
That's my
probably
opinion.
just be calling instead of
Yeah,
let him keep barreling with his bluffs, right? Instead of folding them.
and he can have 6, 7. He can have stuff like this. I think you
Yep.
still have shot on. That just
Your hand looks like it. Your hand looks like a 3 here.
Yeah, and he calls.
He calls. So he called a bet that looks like a 3.
Yes.
Okay.
7 of clubs, complete. I mean, it completes 5, 6, and that's it, really.
Yeah.
no, I'm done.
And so I must let the wheels come off here. Oh yeah, I just jam.
Wow.
What the hell was I thinking?
Okay, so
You were
yeah.
thinking this is how
After
you play a 3. I'm sorry, Bob. Oh,
No, no, but I don't like that at all because after you called a race on the turn, and we didn't I mean, we don't have to improve to do bluffs, but this one feels like a random bluff. It's like, I don't know. I
your
don't like it.
yeah, your hand looks so much like a 3, and he decided to call your check raise.
Right.
He called a check raise that looks like a 3. So he
And then I jam into him because I'm a dum dum.
right. But I think I know why you did this because you love us and you know that you wanted to bring us hands that would entertain us, and we appreciate that.
Oh,
So
yeah, that was my thinking on this river. Like,
Yes.
oh, these guys are gonna love this. And
Yes.
I think I probably like really struggled tagging this one because I don't want anyone to see this.
Yep.
I think that
And
we just fold on the turn.
Yeah.
They're gonna under double barrel and not for. I mean, that's not a
yeah, here.
big size, but it's a pretty
No, this
decent.
guy is he's double barreling frequently.
All
Yeah.
right. Well, then, and still with what the check raise doesn't really accomplish anything against a player that double barrels too much.
Right.
It,
So
it filters him into all of his strong hands.
let's see what I ran into.
no.
You ran into a boat. I think you were going to be able to
Yeah.
get him to fold. I think you almost got a fold out of
Yeah, he tanked for like a while.
him.
I
For
mean,
like
time bank.
1 second. 1 second.
All right, let's one more because I don't remember how I get stacked in this one. Sorry, I wasn't supposed to tell you guys that.
Okay, but
Oh, I remember this one.
hold on for 1 second, Bob.
Um,
Hold on 1 second on the last hand because we haven't made fun of you enough. One of whether the check raise on the turn is a good idea or not, one of the things it does do is give you information, right?
True.
right.
And you didn't listen to the information it gave you.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you
True.
check raise there, what does he get here with? Is he ever folding a 3?
No,
Is he
not on.
honestly? And how likely is it that he's even going to fold an 8 here? Because I
Slim
mean,
to
at least
none.
for me, yeah. So it's like now we're in the spot where we can bear off all we want. He's not folding. There's no draws except for a
So
straight draw.
it
That
should
what?
just be a give up.
The straight draw
Yeah,
got there,
yeah.
by the way.
Yeah.
You see,
It's
Okay.
like,
So yeah,
okay, if he wanted to bluff here, I think the only size would make sense is like 25%, 33%.
so you're 25%. But your 25% isn't even accomplishing anything because his most likely straight draws just made a pair and aren't folding.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
but yeah, I'm just saying if you have a yeah, I'm wonder what hands could we bluff out here? May he never has ace queen here, so
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I
Is
think
the
this
main thing
jam
is
was I dropped down to 10 NL to play hands really bad on purpose to
we,
create content for you guys to make fun of me.
I'm not
we
trying to shit
appreciate
on you. I'm just saying, like in the spot, whenever he's telling you,
I
I have a
agree.
very strong hand.
I don't know what the fuck I was thinking. 2x pot jamming after he just called my check raise.
yeah.
Scotty, shut up, Scotty.
But also
Sit up.
also let's talk about that for a second. That's actually worth talking about for a second because because the play is actually worse than we've been pointing out. Um which is also which is because of the board, the size of it. So are you trying to get him to fold pocket nines plus? And do you think he will?
I think I'm targeting overcards and overpairs.
Okay,
And
for
you beat
overcards,
all the overcards
for
except
overcards,
for ace, queen, ace, jack.
but
Ace,
against ace queen and ace jack, you can bet 20.
Yeah. I don't know if ace queen ace
ace,
jack
queen,
get
jack don't
here.
get here. Yeah, they don't get here.
It's hard for
They
them.
don't get here.
They're the
They
check
fold to the check raise on the turn.
checkers. Yeah. The big issue here is you asked a question, you got an answer, and then you didn't listen to the answer. I think that's what it is.
I definitely, the check raise funneled them into just nothing but,
Yep.
overpairs and value. And I didn't listen to that, and I said, "Here's a present. Merry Christmas."
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So he's in his session. He's a guy who dropped down also because there were no other games, and he's going, look at how these people play at 10 and
He's in his group right now, talking about, look at
exactly.
this jackass barreling into me with a full house.
All right.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, he's not in a group at a 4% 3-bet.
Okay. Here we go. Pocket Kings. Oh, this is gonna be a terrible one to end on.
Yeah, this is gonna hurt.
This is gonna hurt.
Maybe
Call. Okay.
flats. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. This is nice and normal.
Yeah,
All right.
not a terrible flop.
No,
Okay, I thought this was the one that was Nuffle gone wrong. It is not.
no, this is fine. You should bet small here, probably. There is completed equity that he does have. He has 9 jacks suited, and he might even have jack 9 off.
Not small.
Yeah. Okay. So not too big. You went bigger. I would have gone small on this one, but that's fine. You
And
call.
he tells me, okay, I have something.
Yeah. And stop for a second and let's describe his range here real quick. Larry, describe his range if you're still there. In the fast way, not in the detailed way.
All right. He's got flush draws and he's got pairs and he's got straight draws.
Pair plus gutters aren't going anywhere.
Yeah, he's got pair. Yep, he's got all those.
Under pairs,
Okay.
he will fold. Can we agree on that?
Yep. And he can have the nuts.
Nines
No.
aren't folding. Under pair. No, like I
Yes,
said,
there's
under
locked up equity.
Yep, he
Locked
can
up
have the
equity.
nuts.
There's locked up.
He can
equity.
have 7-9 here,
Yep.
Yep, he can have all kinds of stuff. Okay, great.
or he can have Jack 9 here.
Most of the time,
So he
we're in.
calls.
But we can say a lot of the time he doesn't have a lot of combo draws here. A lot of combo draws are going to get check raised there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Once he calls, when he only calls, yeah. We still have the
Yeah,
best
especially
hand.
at an 11 check raise. He
We still have the best hand most of the time.
let's see. And he is winning at 1 big blind per 100 hands. So he is not even he's not beating raise.
Okay.
I would discount at this point at least pocket eights, pocket tens. I mean,
Mhm.
tens, probably not.
Yep.
And jack nine. I would say these are not
10s and pocket 8s are going to
that
be in there
likely
at some
here.
frequency,
Tens and
but they're
pocket
going to
eights.
check
Well,
raise
I
the
would say,
flop.
Yeah, they check.
and tens are going to get a lot of time. Tens are going to 3-bet pre. So a lot of
Exactly.
the biggest thing is eights, and eights are not likely to be here by this
We
one.
do have, although we do have a lot of, I mean, 10s, what is it? 8s, 9s, 10s, jacks mix quite a bit as a call.
Yeah.
Versus an under the gun open.
They're going to
That's
check,
true.
but they're going to check raise you a lot on this flop. The tens and
Right.
eights are going to check raise you a lot, and the 2 pair are going to check raise you a lot.
Right. So we can start discounting those now.
Until he tells you otherwise, you have the best hand still.
Yep,
Yes.
I agree.
Now let's see
He
if he tells you-
checks. I go with a B66.
You know what? The only hand that
Even
has
bigger.
you dominated that gets here is jack nine of spades.
Yeah.
You can also go even bigger here because he has so much pair plus draw that you're beating.
Right.
Yeah.
This
I would-
this could
I would go
almost
to
be like a B150.
Yeah.
I get 15 or 20.
Yeah. Even though on the flop the completed equity said that we can't bet big, on the turn I think you can because he didn't check raise the flop. And then if you get raised, you fold.
Yes.
Right. So, but you don't go small here, so that's good. You go 66. And I would like 80 to 150, but great.
It was almost I went too small.
I think so.
Just because there is portions of his range that I still have crushed, and then
And that is inelastic. That's the important thing. It's not just
yes.
crush.
And then he tells
God.
me, "Hey, I got you."
Time to fold.
Yeah. I mean, we have
Fold an overpair.
It was
So-
under bluff, blind, and poker.
underbluffed
Yes,
as
I will
hell.
say this player is good enough. Because it's only 2K hands. The eye test tells me I just checked the note. I know exactly who this is. This player is good enough that he is going to have bluffs in his turn check raise range.
Okay, but
Yep.
if his bluffs are something like ace nine of spades, which have a lot of value, I'm not sure. Does he use it like ace nine offsuit with one spade? I don't know.
No,
No, Scotty, he does not have more bluffs than solver, I would assume.
that's why you can fold.
Um,
Yeah,
it is a
that's the
fold.
thing.
However, I'm stubborn.
Yep.
That's good.
I don't do anything too stupid. I don't raise it, right?
Mhm.
What is he
Sure.
doing this with? It doesn't have tons of
Oh,
equity.
I like that deuce a lot. Oh, I like that card a lot.
Yeah, now
Yes, it
we at
just
least beat queen
counterfeits
10.
all of his two pair.
Yes. Now if he doesn't now I can call a small bet.
And it's not a small bet.
It's not a small bet.
This is nothing but value.
Right. The problem is this queen 10.
Wait,
No. Most of the time it's not queen 10 because queen 10 doesn't want to see us, doesn't want to let a spade come off. Ugh,
Right.
I think you fold.
Think
I think I do too, but I don't.
did he check call tens here on the flop?
Just settle
We're about
up.
to find out because this is going to go to showdown after he shows his
But-
cards.
but-
and takes
Everybody
all the
guess.
money.
But what are your guesses? Because I feel like that is pretty tough to say what hand he can have here. Because I didn't put him on pocket
Yeah.
eights, I
He can
didn't put
have-
him on pocket tens, and not on the straight. So
I'd give
You
him
can
pocket
have-
eights.
You can have jack nine of spades, pocket eights.
Well, you only get to pick one. You can't have two combos, Brian.
Oh, I'm choosing all the combos that whoop our
Jack
ass.
I
nine
know, I'm just
spades,
kidding.
Jack nine spades
Larry-
makes the
Larry,
most
which one-
sense.
Which one of those combos do you want? We'll divide it
I
up.
want pocket eights.
Okay. What
I
suits? Because
mean,
I'm
what
going to take
about ace deuce of spades?
No, possible.
All right. There we go. All right.
I don't think
This
ace
was a
deuce is
crying
gonna
call.
good shit cool.
And it is the
Pocket eights,
Eights.
Damn.
Yeah, pocket
which
eights
he
makes
tried
no
to tell
sense
me
for
on
you
the
to do that
turn.
free.
did.
They may not raise on the flop, but they will tell you on the turn.
Yep.
And he
Yep.
told me on the turn versus a sizing more than B50, he still check raised it.
Yep.
So
And-
that screams heavy value.
And how often did that's the only thing that made me not think it was jack nine was that jack nine might get a little bit scared when the board pairs.
Yeah.
Right.
Whereas this guy loves it when the board pairs. Okay. So here we go. Let's look at this wonderfulness in peak. He doesn't have as many bluffs as the solver does. We were hijack, right?
We were under the gun.
Okay, so here we go. Low jack raises. Big blind calls with pocket eights. Big blind has pocket eights in their calling range. Oh, yes, they do. Most people don't have call the jacks. Most people three bet their jacks, but there it is. So he calls. Flop is queen of spades, 10 of spades, eight of what? Eight of not spades. But what was it? Just for fun.
It was hearts.
Eight of hearts. Thank you. Right. He checks range. Great. We have pocket kings. We mostly bet it. The amount that we check it back to protect our checking range is ridiculous. We don't do this. We know this. And our king, and so we just bet and we bet big on this one. Perfectly okay. It exists. And does he protect with pocket eights? All the fucking time. Especially
Mhm.
all the time. All right, so he does. This guy does it. Now comes the turn. The turn is the deuce of
Clubs.
clubs. There we go. He checks range. We came here with pocket kings. We go, all right, let's bet. And now our sizing here, it pushes. Notice how big it bets.
Still, it likes the overbet.
It likes the overbet. We talked about that overbet. And you
But
bet
what's
so 12 into 12. What was your actual size? You bet about 6? 7. You bet 7, right? So I'll give you the 7.
I bet
The one-
7.7, yeah.
Right, there we go. So we do this. And now the eights come alive. Boom. Eights come alive. And
All right.
their size is 34 most of the time. And we're going to look at the 20 also. But against that 34, what does pocket kings do?
And he bet 28, so we're in between against
Yeah, we're
the
in between.
34.
And we have to now go like this to see it. They're already shook.
Yeah.
And if you have the king of spades, you fold because
I
he
have
can't
spade club.
because you fold the spade because he can't be on a spade draw, or it's less likely he's on a spade draw. Therefore, he has
Yes.
value. I'm sorry. Yes, that's what you're doing.
Yeah.
So they don't always fold, but you never have them. Now let's see in a line where it really analyzed it, which was this size, where you on the flop go. Let me get you to your real size. You go 12, a size that you actually do a lot of, and he check raises you to the smallest size he can of 12. And now the kings in this line, yeah, kings don't fold yet. The kings don't fold, but this is his bluffs.
Yeah.
Tens. Okay, let's see. Let's put this down here. What is he actually bluffing? So value, 10-9. He's not bluffing. He's not playing the 10-9 like this. Queen 10, yes. Queen Jack is betting. Queen 9 is betting. Ace 10 is betting. So he may have some bluffs, but he doesn't have this many, does he? See, does
I
he
don't.
bluff every pair and gut shot here?
Probably not.
Because this guy
But
does.
let's go. So let's say, like, let's look. I call. See the river. Let's.
All right, when you call, so we're gonna put this at, but let's put this back at your sizing. Bet 7. He raises to
It's
20.
in between.
You call. The river is a deuce of not spades.
And he jams.
Jams. Boom.
Almost pure fold. Close enough.
Yeah.
My sliver that gets here has a sliver of call.
Yeah.
Would you mind going into the nitty-gritty stuff? Why is he calling fucking pocket eights?
Here.
Does anyone
Here?
know? No, on
Oh,
the
right.
flop.
Why is he slow playing?
Yeah, on the flop.
The flop.
Solver
I have a
always does that.
not,
It's gonna protect his check back rate. Or
but
it's
why pocket tens is different. Pocket queens different. So here you cannot say like it's always like this
agree.
because oftentimes the bottom pair would be better to raise because you get called by ace queen. In example.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Bottom pair unblocks his queen, so you would think that this check raises more
I think
often.
with queens and tens, it's like when he has queens, it's he has more opportunity to cooler me because if I have tens, I'm not folding. A lot of the draws aren't folding yet. Versus eights, there's more of an opportunity to be coolered.
So the low jack's initial range, the low jack's origin range, has eights, tens, and queens all full frequency.
Yes.
So you have the two competing things here, which is now when we get to here, when we get to the check raise, and he has queen, he almost never has. Here's why. That's how many queens he has.
Yeah.
So he doesn't get here. So of his percentage of raises, yeah, it's the equal tens and eights, and I agree with you. It seems to make sense to me that queens should be checking, and I would slow play queens here more than I slow play tens and eights.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I mean,
I would have dunked into your ass.
Yeah.
you would have donked your queens.
No, my eights. Queens,
Oh,
I might play a little bit differently just because of how little combos or very strong hands they can have.
so you would have on the flop. You would have just donked out. You would have donked out, gotten the call or the raise from the kings. You would have just gone bet, bet, bet.
Yeah. And then you're like, what's this jackass doing? Why is he donking into me three streets?
Yeah. And you'd never have the opportunity, right? And you'd go, oh, this queen is good, and you'd call him down with kings, as
That'd
opposed
be the goal.
right, as opposed to fold your kings on the river the way you did. Oh, wait a minute, no,
Okay.
you didn't.
Oh, I actually have one. Is it one idea? Okay, if you go to low jack betting Sorry. Yeah, betting range. Eights. No, this is very mixed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know it.
I don't know.
Okay, I have no clue.
Yep. Okay. Cool. Let's end on that because we've gone 4 hours.
Okay.
We could look at some more. A Monday is going to be a normal Monday. Yes. Let's look at Monday. Monday is
Couldn't even end on one with me dragging a pot. That's
all right.
ruthless.
We'll do one more. We'll let you take the pot. Here we go.
All right. Here we go.
One.
And
And
this was a decent thin value spot, actually.
good. And Larry, I've got live hands for you on Monday.
So limp ISO, I elect to call here.
Okay. I like the 3-bet better than the call, but I do not hate the call.
Andy, you're a
And
nit.
I like it. Better.
and I think multi-way I called because I want to keep this guy in.
No, you don't. Not with tens.
I
Tens
doesn't
don't
play
want
that well.
anyone to be in the pot. Tens want
Maybe I don't.
opponents.
I called because I'm a fish. You've seen the last few hands I've showed off.
The
Let's
fish is
just,
gonna
I'm
drag a pot.
trying to sound smart.
Right. Threes want multiple opponents in. Tens want no opponents. Right? That's a
That's
good
the best flop I can see for tens, other than, 2 10s.
Yeah. That's a good flop.
Like ace king jack would be a better flop.
Well, yeah, for sure. And we get a C bet.
Okay.
I don't know that I have many raises here.
That guy still has
Again.
aces, kings, queens, and jacks easily, and he has hands that you beat. So your hand is marginal.
Call and evaluate.
Marginal against him.
Okay, so now we're heads up in position.
Great.
Not
Hey,
bad.
that's a good card.
So it's a pretty solid turn card.
Right. He has very few seven. He doesn't have 7-10 very often. He doesn't have 5-7 very often. And it only
And
brings
he
in
checks.
Right. We have the best hand here most of the time.
Yes, I agree. I tend to think we have the best hand. Even his C bet is pretty low, and then continuing after a C bet is fairly low, so he's fairly honest at this point.
Yeah.
So what sizing do I take?
The C
Very
bet's
small.
low. What does he C bet normally? Draws.
His C bet is 46.
Well,
I'm saying
I
like
don't.
if it's low, what are the types of hands that you think are
Usually
being
when
C
the
bet?
lower it is, the more honest it is to over pairs, top pair type hands.
Okay, well top pair, you think top pair slows down right here?
No.
Yeah, so he's
He doesn't
probably got
have anything really.
he's
Over
got like
pairs don't
nothing.
slow down. So it's probably either
Good
middle
draw.
pair, like middle pair is going to C bet that sometimes. Pocket pair, like so sevens or eights, which not great, but I think that's why I fired small here. Um, kind of bet small, see what he does. I think majority of the time I have the best hand here, but there is going to be some times that I'm beat.
I don't love the size. I don't love what that size does for any draw, though. It's a little. It makes it much easier for him to be right with a draw. Now, if the river is a deuce of hearts or a 3 of hearts, I love your size. But if the river is anything scary, I don't like the fact that he got to get there with any scary card.
I don't like this size because there's a lot of bullshit that's just not going to call you either way. So let's target the stronger portion of his range.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, pair plus gut shot's not going anywhere. Pair plus open ended's not going anywhere. Nines aren't going anywhere. Let's overbet.
Overbet. Okay.
All
And
of his flush draws aren't going anywhere.
And I wanted to bet anywhere from 12 to 20, and you want to overbet. Okay. Good enough.
Yeah, I
And
would
look
be
at
in the boat 20
Maybe
big
not over
blinds.
bet, but close to pot, very close to pot.
Yes, yes,
yeah,
yes.
I think looking
Bigger.
at it, I do like a bigger pot, a bigger bet here. Especially because he just doesn't. He is super inelastic on turns. He only folds 33 to 33% of turn bets.
Yeah. Now,
Then yeah, go even bigger, go to
right.
30.
Now let's say one thing though about the overbet. So what pushes down overbets is completed equity. The completed equity here is 7-10 and 5-7. I'm just saying this out loud, and we can ignore those. So this, even though this 8 comes in, technically is completed equity. It isn't, right?
Yes.
Because he doesn't have those.
Yeah.
So it's good. So we don't, so that doesn't stop us from overbetting. Yeah, with our particular combo, we can overbet.
Okay, so even though I win a pot, I'm still a fish. Thanks, guys.
I don't know. We'll see what his combo is. If you might have gotten
He
7
calls. Pairs the 8,
There's the 8.
and he checks. Now, this was a spot, I think, and I do kind of remember this hand in game. I remember thinking I'm almost always good here.
Right.
Yes.
Um, he doesn't check raise the turn to a small size. He doesn't donk the river when the board or the river when the board pairs. I block the best completed equity. I don't see him raising 5-7 pre. I just think I'm always good, even though it is kind of a scary board. I think this is a really good spot for thin value.
Because he can have 9-10 suited here, and he can have ace-9 here, and he can choose to play it this way.
So I like thin value. That's why I remember that's why I tagged this hand. I remember thinking this is actually a really good spot of like I think in the past I might have just checked back and taken the showdown. And I've really been focusing on thin value in these spots.
I think
I
you can
don't
choose sometimes, but not more than 50% of the time. I think you're good more than 50% of the time when called.
yes.
What
So
what sizing does anyone like here? I would go like 30 bigs.
I like 20.
Yeah, mid-trend is
I
good
like
as well.
just more than half in
What
this
are we
spot.
trying?
I like it.
So what are we targeting? 9x.
Yes.
Yeah, 9x, maybe some 7x that, are pocket sevens, pocket fives that maybe missed here, but don't think I'm very strong and are going to call a smallish bet.
Let's say
A
fuck the
lot of
5x, fuck all that stuff. Let's just target the 9. I don't think fives are really going to be calling too often here.
No, 5s are folding, but 7s, yeah. Anyway, okay.
Sevens might call.
5s fold. A lot of 5s folded the flop.
yeah,
I'm folded the turn.
fold. So I go with 21 and a half bigs, a little bit more than half pot.
All right, and he called
He called this
with
with
come on 9.
pocket sevens.
There we
There
go.
it is. That's
Good
Very
good.
good.
size. Good sizing for 7s. I don't know if
It's a good
7.
sizing. Is it
Huge
wrong that I
on the
like a bigger
turn.
sizing here because it makes it easier for me to fold to a check raise and
I like a
the main reason?
huge, I like a
Um,
huge turn size, smaller river size,
Well,
especially
that's
when you
Yeah.
not
look
good.
at his
That's
combo.
what I want.
Yeah, with this
yeah,
specific combo, I could have got a lot more value than I did on the turn.
yeah, yep.
Um, he's I don't think he's ever folding to that turn. Because even if he makes his 7, oh well, because the board wouldn't be paired, so that would be stupid. It puts a 4, but he's got that open ender.
He's open
That
ended with a pair. I mean, you
right,
can
and
make him pay a
I could have
shitload of
started
money.
bluffing. I could have started bluffing the diamond draw on the turn when he checked it. I have a lot of busted draws here as well by the time we get to the river.
Yeah.
So who's playing this weekend?
I'm playing tonight and tomorrow. I'm off Sunday.
I
I
am also
am
going to play tonight and tomorrow live.
I
Nice.
am gonna play tonight, possibly live, tomorrow live. Tonight I might just do a grind an online session. It's
And Monday, what's your plan for Monday, Scotty?
Monday, I'm around the whole time in the normal way. I've logged a few hands I finished logging the Caesar's hands for you, Larry. And then I've got an infinite, I went through a bunch of online stuff. So I have an infinite amount of all cards face up when we need it that are all interesting. All
Oh,
of which
good.
I just played so I can join the Andy Club because I just played all of them. Here's Andy's hand in solver. Let's see how it responds to those 10s. So he checks
Well, can you go back to pre-half or do we have tens here?
We have 10. Half the time. Half the time.
Okay.
10 on the button. Mixes. So
All right, cool.
we got some tens here. So the cutoff is a mostly check, but this guy didn't do that. He bet out, right? Did
Yeah.
he? Yeah. And he bet, what was his size? He bet small, right?
Yeah.
So when he bets small with his sevens, which
Wait,
does
let
happen.
me. Oh shit! I already closed out Poker Tracker. I can go back and look.
Let's just check his size of things because
Um, let me reopen this and we'll find out. Hold on. It's all right. View stay.
he is not a studied player.
The pot ended up being like 20 bigs on the
Yeah, it's because
turn.
he raised a limper, I think, to start with, didn't he?
He did. There was a hijack limp, cutoff raise to four bigs. I call.
Right.
We get that flop of 9-6 deuce.
Yeah.
Check. He bet basically a B33.
Okay. There's
So
his
he
bet.
went with this, we'll call it a small size.
And our tens mix they mostly just call.
Yeah,
And that's
mostly
fine.
call, so we're still in line.
Right. Then we get the 8 of spades or something.
Yep, 8 of spades.
8 of spades there. Good. And now
He should still be betting most of his range. He
with
has very few checks.
right. But he
And
doesn't
his combo specifically
mixes.
mixes.
Right. So this time he checked. And now with our tens, which we get here all the time, we always bet them. And the size that it likes is the 9.7 into a pot of 9.7. So it
So it likes a pot size bet, not the little dinky bet.
it likes pot. It doesn't hate the overbet. It's there. So the overbet exists. And it also the dinky bet is okay. Dinky bet's okay. But that's
But you got to remember, so this pot is smaller at 9 point. Our actual pot when we get here,
Yeah.
because of the limp and the bigger raise, is 25 bigs. So
Yeah.
our bet is actually closer to the 2.4
Yeah, but it's
in terms of relative sizing.
Yeah, so this is the 2.4 is definitely too small. The 5.8, the B we'll call it this way. The B 24% is too small. The B 60% is okay, and the pot is the best for the solver, and that makes sense. But we went small, right? What percent of the pot did we bet?
We blew a third pot.
Yeah, third bet.
Okay.
I think it was 7 into 21 or something.
This even smaller. With his sevens, when he gets here, he doesn't fold. He's got to draw. There we go. And the river is another 8. 8 of clubs. There we go. There's the 8. And on this 8, his sevens check. And our tens value bet all the time. No checking. Never check them behind. And the size that it loves is pot. When we get the and over.
Okay, but I think the big difference here is just the pot size already.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. But the logic was the thing that we saw, and this was the thing I wanted to see, was that the solver recognizes on this bet here that we don't have to worry about him having, even though this is a nut completing card, not for him.
Right. Especially because we blocked the only combos really he had. We blocked the 10-7.
Yeah. Yeah.
That he would be opening with.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he has 10-7.
Remember, he just, he has. He 10-7 suited pre in the cutoff. Sure.
We got to look at the, yeah.
Look at it. Look at it.
Yep.
And how often does he have it? A lot.
Full frequency.
But no 5-7.
Larry and I don't have 10-7 pre.
Right.
I am not opening 10-7.
I'm not either. Not when I'm opening to 5x or ISOing to
Yes.
10x. Like,
yeah, exactly. We're not doing that with 10-7.
Yeah, he opened a 4x.
Yeah, and we could have eliminated the 10-7 anyway.
because I say technically with the ISO, he would never have 10-7.
Yeah. His range looks more like this.
Give him a hijack range.
What?
I'd say like a high.
Far is a 40. So he might even be wider than
Something he looks more like the hijack and the low jack than he does like the cutoff after an ISO. Okay, beautiful. Thanks, guys. We will see ya.
See you on Monday. Good luck this weekend.
Good
Yeah,
luck, everybody.
you too,
run
guys.
pure.
And thank you as always to Scotty.
Made for
Thanks,
poker.
Scotty.
Be with you.
Yes.
Damn it! I quit the wrong application. There we go.
You
Well,
guys.